Alright, so we got on the dope-ass Disney train. We made it to the fun fucking part of the game. Let's enjoy. Last session I had to bounce early to go to a dinner, so I didn't make it to a save point. We started Hollow Bastion and did a very little bit of stuff in Hollow Bastion, so I'm going to rush through that here, rather than do it slowly. Basically right after we met Yuffie, so I'll try to blitz through it real fast. How was everybody's weekend? I hope everyone got to see, if not the entire stream, at least the end product from Jaden's chiptune stream yesterday. The SoundCloud link to it is in Discord. Just listen to the final track. It's very, very good. Pete is working for Maleficent, was the point of that scene. Yeah, I use Amazon Smile for Child's Play. Did make it to the Disney train. We're playing as Sora, actual main character, not as Roxas. I do have the microphone on a new scissor arm. I broke my other one last week while trying to set up the cooking stream. So if you guys hear any audio jank, please let me know. There's not a dryer running right now, so I might be able to change the settings. 1 second. Don't die, Sora. Okay. Get him. Or not. Actually not super clear on what the security system actually does. Like, I don't know if it does damage to the nobodies or anything like that. Bye, Yuffie. Hey, look at that. I think we're officially caught up to where we were at the end of last session when I couldn't find a save point. It does hurt them if you lure them into it. Good to know. I like the twist of making Hollow Bastion like the very first town you go to after Traverse Town. Given that it was an endgame area in the first game, that's kind of cool. Cyclone, huh? This game's UI is so clean. There's one thing that Nomura gets right, it's visual polish. Use that AP up. We'll probably dump all those on Sora again. I think the AP burden is even higher in this game than it was in Kingdom Hearts 1, especially for Sora. That boost XP gain thing is one of the most, like, cancerous game mechanics I've ever seen. You only get bonus XP if you're at half health when the enemy dies. That translates to fun. These cool final mix crowns. Thanks for the auto host, RT, if you're around. You should check out her channel if you haven't yet. One of Andrea's colleagues from back in the day. Well, that's kind of cool. That rewards you for exploring like jumping puzzle elements of zones. A lot of these areas were you had a lot of room to explore them, but there wasn't really any incentive to do so in the original release of Kingdom Hearts 2. So that's neat. That's a better ad than, like, the ridiculous endgame farming path of Kingdom Hearts 1 Final Mix. Yeah, I approve as well. Anything that gives you incentive to do things you might want to do anyway. Non-mandatory, non-grindy. Exploring a map is kind of fun. I don't think pickups disappeared in Kingdom Hearts 1, did they? I think I've seen money disappear really fast in this one. What's up, team?
Meet the Hollow Bastion Restoration Committee.
We missed you.
God.
If you ain't in top
New voice
shape.
actors.
I knew it.
Knew what?
A while back, everyone suddenly remembered you guys, all at the same time.
Mia Savari is pretty awful as
remember?
Eris, too.
Wait, does that mean you forgot about us?
So where have you guys been all this time?
We were sleeping.
Where? In cold storage?
It doesn't matter. This is great. Everyone's together again.
So, we're trying to find Riku and the King. Have you
What a
seen him?
phoned-in performance.
Right.
Sorry, but let us know if there's anything we can do to help, okay?
She sounds like a Shenmue
Okay,
voice actress.
Don't go thanking us just yet.
Hollow Bastion's got a problem. A big problem.
Whoever they got to do Squall is at
You
least
mean,
trying
like,
to do a David
nobodies?
Boreanaz
Like
impression.
Heartless?
That's right.
Sounds like you could use our help.
Then let's cut to the chase. Sora, Donald, Goofy. We were hoping the three of you might
Sora,
give us a
Donald,
hand
Goofy. I
around
should make
here.
that into a counter for this game.
Like we're gonna say no?
Sick.
I forgot who I'm dealing with.
What do you mean by that?
Just think of it as a sort of Leon compliment.
I don't think it
Follow me
was
to the
that
bay.
common in the
There's
first
something you
game.
need to see.
She was Mandy Moore in the first game.
Oh, I thought it
Eris.
was you. Right on time.
That's brilliant!
And they got Mia Savari for
Sora and the
Advent
gang said they're
Children.
gonna help out.
Splendid. We'll count on you.
Yeah, I liked her in the
Right.
first game.
Ah, yes. Did you give them
Probably pretty
cards,
expensive for the lack of dialogue, but
Here. They're presents for you. Leon thought you might like to have them.
okay.
Hollow
Disney World
Bastion
card.
Restoration Committee honorary member.
Ugh.
That was your cards.
Kinda
Yeah.
cool, huh?
Hey, thanks, Leah. Huh? Oh no! We're supposed to be at the Bailey.
Merlin was in Sword and Stone, Disney movie. Forgot it while you were asleep. Hey, Blizzard. You said a few spells, Merlin. You make me start all over. Mia Savari was Rapunzel or Mandy Moore? Okay, it automatically adds that. Okay, yeah, that makes more sense. Sure, right, because Tangled is probably going to be in Kingdom Hearts 3. And if they're going to have Mandy Moore anyway, she may as well also be Eris. So much stuff to investigate all of a sudden. Jeez. Strands of Merlin's beard. Okay. Already saved, but paranoid. Let's see what we can find. Sword in the Stone and the Black Cauldron both kind of came out similar times. I heard Black Cauldron was a pretty big failure for Disney at the time. I like the book series. Black Cauldron was like book 2. Probably gonna add all the dude bros from 15 into Kingdom Hearts 3.
Look at that.
Oh,
Get along with
We
the
want to
Culpins.
restore Hollow Bastion to what it used to be. Who knows? Maybe even something better. There's still a lot to do, but I'm sure we can handle everything. Except for that.
Except for that. They put the emphasis on the wrong syllable there. Ugh. Hey, Nodovan, how you doing? Yeah,
And
right.
that.
It's like, I get they spent too much on voice acting in the first
We'll
game, but
handle
they
'em.
really went below
Well, that's good
par
to
for
hear.
this one.
So, Sora,
Oh no, Nodovan.
do you know
That
what's
sounds
going
like
on
hell.
then?
there's this guy, Pete, who's been going around plotting with the Heartless. But he's not smart enough to tie his own shoes.
The
The
facial
ones we need to
animation's
worry
way
about
better in this
are the
game.
nobodies.
I spent a lot more
And
resources
those
on it.
Organization 13 guys in charge, too.
You called?
See how much effort they just put into Goofy's face? What's the humidity now of them?
doing well.
Who's that?
This calls for a celebration.
Yuck, and those Organization 13 dudes. %. Jesus Christ. That's really high for me. It's like between 0 and 5 in Los Alamos most of the time. Spoiled. It used to be 100% in Columbus. High's over 60. Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully the humidity, well, hopefully the heat's not too bad. We're not going to have any humidity in Vegas next week. It is probably going to be crazy hot. Almost all of the characters in this game are voiced by their original actors, except when those actors are really expensive celebrities in their own right. Iago is still Gilbert Gottfried. Donald Duck is voiced by the real Donald Duck voice actor. Hades is still James Woods. I don't think they got Matthew Broderick for Simba, though. Cam Clark. That's a pretty good choice, actually. Should have saved my drive for this sequence, apparently. Ooh, gross.
The Keyblade, a truly marvelous weapon. Were it only in more capable hands.
Find yourself in DC pretty regularly, though, right, Donovan?
Show yourselves!
It's a Zipper Man. Oh, disregard. I thought it was quite more often. Went to a really good breakfast place called Founding Farmers in DC. I was there with Andrea a while ago.
Good, now we can settle this.
Awesome chicken and waffles.
What a shame. And here I thought we could be friends.
Stop! What's the big idea?
Oopsie daisy.
Move!
Now, do you think that's polite? Shutting me down like that?
I said get out of the way!
As if. You can talk all you want, but that won't change a thing.
Then we are gonna make you move.
This fucking
See,
game.
that would work if I were just any old dude. Except I'm not. I'm with the organization. Nothing any old about me.
Huh, tough talk for someone who stood on the sidelines while his nobody flunkies did the fighting.
Oh dear. I think you got the wrong impression.
You gonna cry?
As if. Why don't I remind you how tough the crowd you're dealing with really is?
Remind me?
Got it memorized.
That's right! Used to give me that same exact look.
I guess you think you can psych me out by saying really random stuff.
Yeah,
Gee,
that's what's going
I
on,
just
Sora.
don't know.
Good job. Don't suspect that something else is going on.
Be a good boy now.
Kingdom Hearts protagonists are pretty stupid.
Yes, he got away.
Hey, Yahan.
That
How's it
was
going?
weird. Who gave him the same look?
You know, I think he was just trying to confuse you.
Yep, that's what people
Yeah.
do.
You're right. Only one me.
God. So this sort of cutscene is exactly the kind of problem that I have with Kingdom
The
Hearts 2.
Hollow
It's
Bastion
just like,
Restoration Committee honorary member.
that scene was about 50 times longer than it needed to be. If they just wanted to establish Sora doesn't remember Roxas, Sora doesn't remember Axel, you could probably do that in about 2 lines of dialogue. Oh man, his Club Disney card is unlockable? I don't remember this at all. Right, it's painful because the audience knows. You're like, ugh. I think that dramatic irony is a very useful tool in film, but I can only think of a couple examples of it working in a video game. It feels frustrating because you're controlling the idiot character that doesn't know what's going on.
Oh, now I get it. That must have been the gate Yen Sid talked about.
Oh boy!
It's getting hot in
Sorry to
here.
run,
Have you
Leon.
taken all your clothes off yet,
But
Yahan?
other worlds are calling.
Organization 13. They look tough.
You're not allowed to act on it.
Be careful out there.
Yeah, it's like if Romeo and Juliet was a game
See you
and they
soon.
make you drink the poison. I mean, maybe it could work, but you would have to be very careful. You would have to clue in that the game knows that the player knows, right? And you're forcing them to make the decision anyway. Like playing out a play or something specific like that. I think I've told this story, Yahan, but when Andrea and I got back from a trip in California, we turned on our favorite radio station. It was just playing that song over and over.
Does he really have
We listened to it the whole hour-long drive home.
He's nothing but a boy.
I guess it ended up being some kind of promotion for a format change, but we had no idea what it was when we got home. We were just like, is it going to happen again?
He had better be, or else he's
So
worthless.
hot in.
I truly hope
He's enjoying himself on his adventure. Maybe he'd like a hand to determine his fate.
Ah!
As long as it works in our favor, we can let him do what he wants for now. Then we'll all jump in if needed.
Those are bold words coming from you. Are you saying you'll volunteer to take care of it if things
They're
go
not really
wrong?
using their seat rests.
What? Me?
Almost
No,
all their
you have the
voices
wrong
do
guy.
not match the
I'm
intensity
not
they're trying to
comfortable with
ascribe
that.
to them.
You act as though you have a conscience. When was the last time any one of us felt anything?
Truer words were never spoken. Well, I suppose the fun will have to wait.
Do you know what happens to those who lose their true purpose? Inevitably, they destroy themselves.
Gentlemen, the hero of the Keyblade has embarked on a new adventure. Make sure it is one he will remember. Now go.
Okay. This Kingdom Hearts is such a fucking bizarre thing. It's one of the weirdest properties that exists, I think. I'm constantly baffled that this is real.
It's gone.
It really makes me wonder, like, do any executives from Disney play through these games and, like, give us sign off? They're like, yeah, just fuck, we trust you. Do whatever you want with it. Yeah, it's really bizarre fan fiction but it's not even just, like, fan fiction. It's really super polished. Lots of money spent on the game. Hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of man hours for super weird fan fiction. I don't think I'm allowed to see what the difficulty of different stages are. Alright, I think I mentioned last time, Gummi levels are basically blind for me. I did all of them exactly once when this game came out 13 years ago. They're cool. I like them. The combat's fun. The games are very polished visually and mechanically, especially Kingdom Hearts 2. I really like Disney and I really like Final Fantasy, so, you know. I like gold. I like showers. How could this go wrong? Yeah. The Disney executive and the Square executive meeting in the elevator. But, like, I can believe that story, as crazy as it is. The fact that the series is still going and it's as bizarre. There's a giant light room full of weird tall thrones with a bunch of guys in black zipper costumes having an, you know, strange anime dialogue. And now we're going to ride a Gummi ship to go to Mulan World. Like, either one of those things on its own would be fine. Left stick to turn the Gummi ship and press X to fire. Okay. Oh wow, this is quite a bit higher quality, isn't it? Cool. It's kind of like, you know, the next weirdest thing I've seen was probably that MLB Power Pros subblock game that Death Johnson put on for subblock. Where, like, I'm asking the question the whole time, like, does the MLB have any idea what this game is about? Like... maybe. Hey, have you not watched terribly many Disney movies, Isaac? It might make you like Disney or get you interested in Disney. Disney cartoons are like so ingrained in the cultural identity of the US that it's like almost tough for me to imagine someone that hasn't seen almost every Disney cartoon as a kid. They've just been a really good source of high quality musical animation. Yeah. And the Final Fantasy references definitely take the backest to back seat, right, compared to the Disney stuff. That's actually something I was kind of disappointed by, especially in the second game. I really thought when they were talking about this Organization 13 thing that they were hinting at the time when they were talking about it, there were 12 Final Fantasy games plus Kingdom Hearts. I thought it was going to be a giant Final Fantasy reference. We were gonna, one of them was going to be Cloud of Darkness, and one was going to be Ultimecia and the like. But nope, it's just 13 weird anime dudes. No. I think that connection to Disney is really all you need to appreciate Kingdom Hearts. You don't need any Final Fantasy awareness. I don't even really think you need any prior Kingdom Hearts awareness. Probably skip the first game. It certainly doesn't help understand what the hell's going on in this one. Those levels are way better now. That's awesome. The UI for them is great too. Yeah, right. Kingdom Hearts 1. Is there any unique plot in any of the Disney worlds? I don't think so. It's all pretty much, this is a basic retelling of the movie. And a lot of these second visits to the worlds is like the straight to VHS movies. So like, I think Agrabah in this one is basically Return of Jafar. You return somewhere though, sometimes they'll change it up. I think this one's a little bit better about being more creative with what you do in the given worlds, instead of it just being a plot retreading. Right. Yeah, so it sort of feels like it feels like the Watchmen movie to me, where if you've seen the source material, and it's a really nice companion to the source material because you can fill in those blanks, but I'm not sure that it serves as a full substitute. Let's get down to business.
See that, Mulan? It's Shan-Yu, leader of the Hun army. Come on, girl. This is your big chance. I can see it now. Fa Mulan whoops public enemy #1. You're gonna be famous. I'm talking A-list.
Who does Mushu?
I'm not sure.
Pretty good Eddie Murphy impression.
I have to take my father's place to preserve the Fa family honor. I just hope I don't get discovered.
Whatever. You just scared. Admit it.
Aren't you?
Mushu was a summon in the first game that I never used.
Huh?
They had the random flashback to it last session.
Let's get the jump on him.
Gorge, maybe we better look before we leap.
Apparently Tom Hanks' brother is a voice actor that portrays characters that Tom Hanks played in the actual movie. So he always plays Woody, for example. Paid much less.
Is that Mushu?
That's right.
That's cool.
I know you heard of me. I'm little, lethal, and legendary. Now y'all scram before I get my dragon dander up.
Hey, Mushu. We missed you.
Yeah, well, you better hope I miss you, or else you're Sora, Donald, Goofy.
Right. Like they got Dan Castellaneta for the Genie.
We used to kick all kinds of bad guy butt together.
Homer Simpson has covered for Genie for a long time.
Because I'm a mighty dragon, right?
Something like that. And you are?
I'm Mulan.
You have access to the command.
I mean,
Ping.
Mulan Ping.
Just Ping. I am Ping, son of Fazu.
You know Mushu?
Mushu's one of my family's guardians.
We didn't know we were borrowing somebody as important as a family guardian.
Yeah, that's right. And that puts you three up to your eyeballs in debt to Ping here. Well, guess what, kiddies? It's payback time.
Mushu.
Ah, they don't mind. Ain't that right?
Sounds fair.
See, Ping here was just on his way to join the Imperial Army. We gotta go find the other recruits over at the training camp.
Would you
You
join
really got to
us?
appreciate
It'll be easier
the
to fit in if I'm
improved
with
animation
guys
in
like
this.
you.
What
Takes
do you
a lot
mean
of work.
fit in?
Well, don't worry about that.
You're pretending to be a boy, aren't you?
In this game, they do.
Huh?
Goofy.
You're a girl?
Goofy is apparently more
notice?
competent than the entire Chinese army.
I think it's working.
I don't know. Those two would fall for anything.
I'm right here.
Good job, Goofy. Goofy the Paladin. Cool. Do they not want to say China? I guess I'll bring Donald. I'll start actually using the other party members in this one. Item boost, sure. Let me clear all these new indicators though. I got fire again, that's nice. Oh, lame. Sorry to hear that, Six Gun. It looks like just opening it is enough to dismiss it. That's cool. What's with the character links thing? Okay. Whatever. Ansem. Number 2. Number 3. Number 7. The fact that they had the Roman numeral numbers too before they revealed who they were, I was really thinking that it was a Final Fantasy thing. Hey, lovely. This is my wife, Andrea.
Are you past the...
We're in Mulan World. We're in the fun fucking part of the game.
Yeah, are you past the, aerial level?
I haven't gotten to it yet. That's not
For
the
some
first
reason I
one.
thought that one was first.
Hey, Andrea's here.
Here comes science.
How's your working from home coming along today?
Pretty good. Just editing some papers.
Cool, cool. Something that is not good to do in the office because it's easy to get distracted. Yeah, put Atlantica first right after Roxas. You're like, this is what Kingdom Hearts 2 is? We have had about 20 minutes of cutscenes. See, okay, this is goofy. Whatever, okay. It's unnecessary. Yeah, I know. I guess it's like extra description stuff. Hello. I do like the shot moogles. It's kind of nice. Resistance, defense. Yeah. Are you pumped for Kingdom Hearts 3?
I am.
You have to play Birth by Sleep so you know what the hell's going on. And Kingdom Hearts Recoded, and 358 divided by 2 days, and Chain of Memories,
Remember, girl.
and
No.
Dream Drop Distance. Apparently they're going to make a 2-hour-long movie as a recap of what's happened in all those games.
Right on. I probably won't watch that.
About time we got some grub.
Hey, no cutting.
Back off.
We just do the prosy thing and just wait for Disney stuff to happen and go, hey, it's Disney! Hey, it's Frozen!
What they're serving for lunch today? Knuckle sandwiches.
Yeah, I think Birth by Sleep sounds like that's the most important one to play. Still really like how they managed to translate a lot of these Disney characters into 3D. They look pretty perfect.
Please?
What a girl.
Knock it off.
Knock what off?
She must have said something in the original Japanese that gave away that it was like a girlish way to say it. You don't really have that in English, right?
Let's just get back in line, okay?
Whose side are you on? I just got slugged.
Want some more?
Soldiers, get back in line.
Let's get down to business.
Captain!
He's not concerned that there's a duck wizard and a paladin dog in his army all of a sudden. And whatever the hell, however the hell Zora's dressed.
What are they? Heartless. Oh, yeah? Ping, I hope you're ready.
Are Birth by Sleep and Dream Drop Distance both pretty standard in terms of like controls? There aren't many goofy card things. Party's morale. Okay. They really like little unique mechanics for different stages in this game, which is kind of cool. It's a way to make them stand out from each other. Morale orbs. Stuff with the gate we were defending. It keeps the fights from feeling as samey. Even if they're all pretty degenerate, don't let the bar decrease, you know.
Oh, there. See, now he's asking.
Sora, Donald, Goofy! He's still okay with one of them being a duck.
Yep. He's got good battle skills.
Tracking that in this game because they say it a lot. You want to be tested? Ambush Shan-Yu's army. Tell him, Donald. Jared, would you protagonist stance? Cool. I don't remember when you go to Atlantica. I thought it was early, too. It might be immediately after these two.
What's the other one?
Beast's Castle.
Nice.
Yeah.
These are new to the Final Mix version. I might need double jump to get up to it, or glide or whatever. Let's see. Oh, that didn't work. Maybe I can jump off the back of it, though. Nope. Alright. They added a bunch of them in all the different stages that you can try to find if you explore. It's a cool concept. Yeah, here's your training mission. Be pivotal in the defeat of our greatest enemy. Yeah, no problem. Go fight the final boss, and then you'll impress me. I forget how often they interrupt the Disney shit with zipper shit in this game. I feel like the zipper shit was pretty separated until you get to Hollow Bastion in Kingdom Hearts 1. But maybe you're like randomly fighting Organization 13 guys in this one? Worth it. I don't have that press circle to... There we go. Recover when hit in midair ability. So I'll give you more magic faster.
Why did you give Donald a potion?
Is that what he just did?
Yes.
I did not.
Or I
give
thought.
him
Wait,
one.
no, maybe not. Maybe I misunderstood. Because
you
he was
might be
like,
right.
Sora! And then I saw little green things around you.
Oh, you were right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. You're welcome.
I didn't know. I didn't know. Thank you for that heads up.
Before Donald uses all of your potions.
Don't give them anything.
Ever.
Even the world specific ones.
Yeah.
You can open chests during combat in this one, which is nice. Oh, I see. The fireworks give you morale. That's cool. I like that fire is like a surrounding AoE move in this one instead of a homing attack. Oops. Not like that. I like the little heart that pops off of them when they die, too. It's nice. You do so much shit with the nobodies in this game. When the Heartless finally show up, you're like, oh, they're kind of cute. What?
Like, what were these again?
Yeah, right. We need permission from the captain.
So do nobodies have hearts?
No, I think the whole deal is that when somebody has their heart stolen, they leave behind a nobody, which is a heartless thing, and then the heart that got removed becomes the heartless.
What's a heartless?
A heartless is what gets removed from a nobody. Yeah, the heartless have hearts and nobodies don't. And the nobodies have bodies. Yeah, that's the one thing they do have. They do have bodies, despite being called nobodies. It doesn't. I mean, that's why I was puzzled.
So wait.
time.
Why? So the heartless have hearts.
Yep. And the nobodies have bodies.
Okay, I'm caught up now.
Yep. Yep. Hey, dude. I couldn't go that way. Oh, I had to what? Rude.
Alright, so a heartless steals your heart.
And then, in so doing, creates another heartless, which is your
You
heart.
mean a nobody?
Well, it does both. When a heartless steals your heart, the heart it stole becomes a heartless, and it also leaves behind a nobody, which is your heartless body.
Ah.
Usually the nobodies are the silver monster things, but sometimes if they're particularly sexy anime characters, they get to keep looking like they used to look and wear a cool zipper costume. Makes perfect sense. How does MP charge work again? Now I can set individual spells. Let's see some Donald and Goofy nobodies. So if they're sexy anime characters, they get to keep their bodies. Right.
What happens to you when you lose your heart? You become a nobody?
No, you become a heartless. When you lose your heart, a heartless and a nobody exist now. And potentially up to 3 other things that haven't been explored yet as a Kingdom Hearts 2. But why would I not turn on MP charge, is why I'm puzzled. Yeah, when there's that sequence where Sora becomes a Heartless for like 2 minutes, where you're running around as a Heartless in Hollow Bastion, and then Kairi gives you a hug and fixes you. Like, that's why Roxas exists. Roxas is Sora's nobody. But then Sora got his heart back because of the power of hugs and friendship or something like that. So it could still happen to Donald and Goofy. I feel like Donald's and Goofy's nobodies would still be sexy anime dudes. What would be a good nobody name for them? It'd have to be an anagram of Goofy but with an X in it. An anagram of Donald but with an X in it. It sounds like something someone has already written fanfiction for, which means it's almost certain to appear in Kingdom Hearts 3. I don't have any items on me, do I? Oh, I can swap out party members in this, that's cool. Whoops. Whoop. Yoxfog. Go Foxy. Yeah, I like Yoxfog. Kingdom Hearts is fan fiction. That's what we were saying is so weird about it. It's like someone gave a bunch of money and their corporate blessing to make ridiculous over-the-top anime fan fiction using their intellectual property. Xaldin's already a nobody. Oh,
you didn't give yourself any potions, did you?
I didn't.
You did?
I did not.
Don't die this time.
Naldox, there we go. Like Yaldox and Noxfog.
Alright, we're going back to work.
Alright, Godspeed. Axe nulled. I'm gonna die again, Andrew was right. Oh wait. Oh, weird. Did not have access to those last time, for whatever reason. Zodland. Yeah. Axe nulled with 2 Ds in a row. That's pretty accurate to the way they name them in the game. Right, Aki? Yeah, I like Mulan World. I actually don't remember the layout of any of the stages in this game, except for Twilight Town, because you spend so much time there, and the final zone, and particularly a hallway outside the final boss in the final zone where it was pretty appropriate to grind. Not Elks. They gotta do it, right? It'd actually be kind of fun if they made nobodies for all of the different main Disney characters, like Mulan and Aladdin. Then I'd actually be connected to them in some way. It'd be a cool way to orient your boss fights. I don't particularly care about a random assortment of anime zipper characters, but I'd be pretty down to fight like an evil genie and an evil Aladdin. Oh, nice! Get it, 6-gun. Maybe somebody canceled their order. This would probably be the most frightening thing to fight the nobody of. Genie or Elsa, maybe? Elsa's pretty strong as far as Disney characters go. Yensid. Yeah, nobody Chernobog. I could see that being the plot of a game, too. Someone's going around and stealing all the hearts of Disney characters. Rude. Yeah, it could have been the plot of Kingdom Hearts 2. That would have been way better. I'd fly on the wall. I'd love to know why they came up with the weirdo cast of original anime characters. If they extend Kingdom Hearts universe to Once Upon a Time canon, the game turns to horror genre. Disney and Square don't have enough characters to draw from. Yeah, exactly. They managed to have a small number of them in Kingdom Hearts 1. Ansem, Sora, Riku, and Kairi, right? Am I missing anybody from the first game? Yeah. Didn't they add Zipperman McSuperboss as like a reference back to this game? Because Ansem was good enough having his like council of Disney villains. I feel like he probably was added as they were consolidating their ideas for Kingdom Hearts 2, though, right? You suck. Oh, is there a new super boss in Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix as well? Interesting. I did really like the post-credits sequence in Kingdom Hearts 2. I like what it's implying. I'm looking forward to being disappointed with the implementation of it in Kingdom Hearts 3. Have you ever heard Keyblade Wars? Yes, I have.
Do you think the light will beat the darkness? No, I think the darkness will beat the light. Jesus Christ.
What was... We got a chance to invoke that command in a game where they weren't... It may have been Metal Gear Solid. Talking about friendship or some stupid bullshit. Zeros and ones, I think it was. Oh my god. Big boss. Shut up, you're not saying anything. That's what the whole game is like. Shit. Donald, why do you have stuff again? I need to bring Goofy back. I don't think Mulan's actually adding too much here. So, like, I think the fact that I don't know that it's a specific reference shows just how samey all those cutscenes are in general, right? I really need the dodge roll, and these guys are hard to fight with that one. Can't really stun lock them either, it looks like. I think you're supposed to guard them, maybe? Nope. What happens when morale's depleted? It just counts as a game over. Shit. Okay. Does that take me back to my last save, or does it just reload the screen I'm on? Son of a bitch. Okay. Yeah, I didn't have any MP left. I haven't been able to use my drive form. Does anyone have any idea why? Like, the meter's full, but it's not letting me cast it for some reason. It's a good question. I need Goofy? Oh, okay. I'll bring him back then. Oh man, that's kind of a bummer. I wonder if they even recognized that it was a problem that you were incentivized to use both Donald and Goofy in Kingdom Hearts 1, because it sounds like they gave you even more of an incentive for it in this one. Alright, Centaur guys, I gotta use my move on. Yeah. No, I like being able to change party members in the field. That was nice. Still can't pull up the main menu. Yeah, I didn't use them at all in Kingdom Hearts 1 on stream. I kind of felt bad about it. I was like, oh, I'll use them this time. I was like, oh wait, no. They've actually given me an incentive not to. It sounds like Kingdom Hearts 3 just adds them as an additional character, which I think is correct. It's a bonus for having them. I think they are forcing me to use Mulan here, though, so that's one way to do it.
Let's go. Yeah, back off.
Oh shit. It looks like I lost all my drive and I reverted. So is there any reason to revert? I thought you might conserve some resources if you did. Maybe not. There goes all my MP. Ping. The MP and the drive bar have a relationship, basically. Why would I turn off the MP charge for a specific spell? A level of character you can't keep. I think it would work if you could use whatever party members you wanted from all the different worlds. I get that there's they create a lore reason for why you can't do that, but it's a cart horse chicken egg thing. There's no reason they couldn't have done it differently. Why would I can disable MP charge for a spell. Why would I do that? Hey guys, thanks. About that. No, is this for the new version of it coming out, Isaac? Hey, sure did great. Is he that much of a dick in the movie? It's been a while since I've seen it. He's a dick at the beginning. She proves herself pretty well in the climbing the pole scene. Oops, sorry. Hey, it's Fimbleventer. Shan-Yu? Everyone use their heads. Don't tell the captain. Yeah, so let's go on a dangerous suicide mission. Let's go on a Last Jedi mission. Mushu, you're not being helpful here. I bet he would notice really well if we reported useful intel. I do have to give The Last Jedi its props. I enjoy the movie's theme of failure and how, you know, a small group of ragtag misfits can't go against orders and just win every time, but it is annoying when every story does it all the time. Just don't have any accessories for any character, right? I'm gonna show you MP charge. Don't MP charge. Yeah, so why would I ever turn that off? Is it like, synthesize. Handed over all synthesis materials in stock. Thank God. Oh, I love that element. That's great. I'm a big, big fan. Good job, game. It's like a 90s Sega commercial. That sounds awesome, Isaac. Oh, the synthesis system in this game is beautiful. The Moogle gets level ups. It takes all of your resources like Guild Wars 2, so you don't have to keep it in your inventory all the time. Automatically suggests things to do, tells you how rare your items currently are, gives you a list of recipes, unlocks new things as you craft certain things. Whew. Yeah, that's crazy, Aki. I ordered it on pre-order on Amazon a couple weeks ago. I have a copy. It's sitting on my shelf over there. I was gonna wait to play it until folks have gotten a ways ahead of me. It's pretty crazy. I just want their turn-based RPGs on the Switch. Hopefully it'll be a message to Square. They haven't really been porting anything to the Switch so far, and everyone's kind of raising their eyebrow, like, why? It would be cool if they can get Final Fantasy XIV on there. Already PC players complaining about holding back the tech, but You want to use Cure as your last spell of the MP gauge. Oh, I think I understand. So, it's not like overdraft protection, which is almost always bad. It'll leave a tiny sliver of MP left so I can always cast Cure, which will then trigger the MP charge. Oh no. Didn't even get him a voice actor for an evil laugh. Okay, Roger. Thank you. I really need my dodge roll. Driving me kind of crazy not having it. I need to use Blizzard on that guy, but to do that I need to be able to target him. Ugh. There we go. I like magic combos, it's kind of cool. And you can't, like, break animation to guard either. I don't know, I've almost exclusively used the switches in docked mode so far. I'll definitely bring it when we travel places. Doing it handheld, interesting. It seems like its power is fine. Like, I see a lot of people complaining about the power of the Switch. I think it's overblown. Like, we're kind of at the point where as long as you are at, like, the Switch level, you can make most games just fine. It was a problem when people were making games with PS3 development environments, and the PS3 only had 256 megs of RAM. These guys I feel like are built with roll in mind, so you can roll behind them, where it's fairly safe to beat them up. Yeah. Oh, I love all that stuff in this cert. This game is mechanically superior to Kingdom Hearts 1 in every way. It's superior in the UI, the way you interact with it, the information it gives you. You use the Switch along with other consoles, you're more likely to use it at a console. Oh, okay. That makes sense. He's gonna be mad at us. Don't leave a room with a chest in it. Okay, I was gonna say. Don't you dare. Apparently dreamed that it had a chest in it, because it didn't actually have one. Slide dash. Okay, magic lock on. Oh, that's cute. It's not terribly expensive. Guard does not feel good to use in this one. It didn't really feel that great in the first one either. Yeah, okay. Sword of the Ancestor. Get reflect, I'll never have to guard again. Yeah. Definitely had that phenomenon with Cat and Donovan. Marty, what are you doing? Oh no! Thanks, Mushu. Good idea, buddy. This is your fault. Like, we beat up all the Heartless and like, we did a good thing.
Captain!
Don't overdo it, Captain.
It's just a scratch.
Captain, the enemy. Where did they go?
They went toward the summit.
We'll stop them.
It kinda is our fault.
Right.
The enemy.
You mean my fault?
Yes.
Shan-Yu and the Heartless did this.
What?
Not us.
No, it's Mushu's fault.
Captain,
clearly.
If you track down the villagers, we'll handle this.
I feel like that's a lesson Disney's actually pretty good at teaching.
Let's go.
Don't go out and do stuff just like for glory. Oh, I love the synthesis UI in this game. It makes me so happy. I don't really have all that much money. I'd rather hang on to just finding one. I'm sure we will. Like, I almost can't use words to describe how much I love this synthesis menu. Like, it appeals to me as a gamer, as someone looking for well-calibrated rewards, as someone looking for a low attention burden to interact with a mechanic. Oh, it's just beautiful. More games. It's very clear what you can do. There's not a excess of information because it's well gated based on your progress in the game so far. Clean and clear inventory UIs. Guild Wars 2 has still been one of the best games I've ever played for that. Like, it treated almost every item in the game as a collectible, and in the field you could just right-click, deposit all collectibles, and like all of your copper ore and iron ore and wooden logs and shit would all automatically deposit into a UI very similar to that. That's awesome. I think we will do Birth by Sleep and Dream Drop Distance. We'll see. It really is amazing to me how many systems can be amazing if there's sorry, I shouldn't talk one first. They can be really great if they spend a little bit of time on the UI and making it easy on the player to figure out and make decisions without having to toggle through multiple pages and Google lists and things like that. It requires extra work for sure. You can have a system that's kind of garbage without it actually become fun with a little UI attention. Alright, Sora... Ugh. Ride the Wind takes you home, I think? I'll go check on Marty in a second. He's over by the window doing something weird. Oh, I remember this now. This part was actually kind of cool.
Attack!
He does have a voice actor. Alright, I'll be right back. There's a door to my left. I'm gonna turn on the cat cam and show you guys. Hold on. Right. That's where that purple curtain is, over by Jaden's desk. We've got the curtains blocking view so that people in the backyard don't see this stream office. But Ben is sitting behind the curtain in front of the warm sunlight, and Marty was harassing him to see what he was doing, and he's never done that before. So he didn't realize that he could. Darkness. My mind was pretty blown by this sequence when I first played the game. I think it's a shenanigan. They do it a couple times in this game, and I've seen some other games pull it off, where like most of those things floating around aren't actual entities. It's like a animated texture, and occasionally things will pop out of the texture. Yeah. Limitations, creativity, and all that jazz. I feel like it's almost correct to just be mashing triangle the whole time you play this game. It's like never bad to use a reaction attack, and the game doesn't penalize you for button mashing it. I don't know.
Stand back. We'll handle this.
Auto limit turned on, it could use all your MP to pull off their combo attack. Oh, good call.
Huh. Sorry.
Yeah, very Dynasty Warriors-y.
Oh, Flint, Flint, I need some.
Wait a second! Oh, you're going the wrong way!
I feel like they shouldn't have made those consume MP. You have to be really careful when you have too many things competing for the same resource. I feel like Darkest Dungeon is an almost perfect game, but its one flaw is every time it adds new features, the new features are competing for the inventory space resource. At some point, even though it can add some complexity to your game, you need to add a new resource, I think. I feel like all of the activated abilities in Kingdom Hearts should probably use their own resource independent from MP or Overdrive. I guess they could maybe use Overdrive, like, instead of... Because when you activate Overdrive, you use the entire bar. Maybe they could just use small parts of the bar, and you can make a choice between using a whole bar or using a little bit.
Was nothing.
I should never have doubted you. From now on, you have my trust.
Thank you, Captain.
Man, first she uses me as a lighter, then she turns me into a cannonball. The head ancestor's gonna hear about this. You know, that's it. I give up. I can't take this no more. Come on, Mulan. Let's quit this charade and go home, girl.
Mushu.
What?
Right, Yukapo.
Mulan? A woman? can't be.
Ping!
He
Captain!
doesn't mind that there's this little magic
Oh
dragon.
boy, you're okay.
You all knew, didn't you? You knew Ping was really a woman in disguise.
No.
I can't believe you lied to me.
Darkest Dungeon
The
is a
punishment for high
roguelike
treason and
turn-based
dishonoring the
RPG.
army is death. Get out of my
It's on,
sight.
is it on Switch yet?
Now. You're all dismissed.
Children, ducks, dogs, and dragons.
My debt is repaid.
Yeah.
The Emperor is waiting. Move out!
You guys aren't even Chinese. They never say China in this game. I wonder what the reason is for that.
Mulan, I blew it.
How is her identity revealed in the movie? It's been a while since I've seen it.
Thank you, everyone. Sorry I got you in trouble.
Oh, nice. I can't recommend
It's no
Darkest
big
Dungeon
deal.
enough. It's one of my favorite games I've ever
So,
played.
Ping. Mulan. What are you gonna do now?
Go back home.
You know your daddy's gonna be steamed as a chicken dumpling.
I guess they don't really mention England in
Relax.
Jungle Book.
We'll take our share of the blame.
Thanks. You're all wonderful
Yeah,
friends.
that's fair. China would imply it's part of a bigger world. No. Don't equip. Yeah, no, let's not do consumes all of Sora's MP. I'm good. Sure, it looks cool. Right. I'm trying to think if they mention a real-world country in Kingdom Hearts at all. They were smart to split the action command into two sections. Oh, we saw Incredibles 2 this past weekend. I recommend it. It's pretty good. Kinda has... I'm the only person in the universe that has this problem with The Dark Knight. That's everybody's favorite movie. But The Dark Knight is, like... shot. It's way too fast. There's no breathing space between any of the scenes. And the beginning of Incredibles 2 feels like that as well. But it's still very good, and you should see it if you haven't yet. Maybe see the Ant-Man this Saturday, we'll see. Disney theory about all movies being in the same Earth. Of course the Huns had helicopter heartless butt monsters.
Shan-Yu!
He's alive!
He's heading for the Imperial City. We've got to warn
Yeah,
Shang.
there's no Mongol invasion force. He just has a shitload of heartless. I like the Pixar thing. Cars is like a post-apocalyptic Earth. Yeah. I was noticing that when we zoned in that it says Land of Dragons. Oh, shards new. I think it'll tell me if I can craft something from the... No, maybe not. Moogle XP, amateur Moogle. Oh man. Oh golly. Hopefully they didn't bloat the synthesis system like they did in Kingdom Hearts 1. That was really disappointing. Excuse me. It's one thing to add a bunch of new recipes to an existing synthesis system, but in Kingdom Hearts 1 they added a bunch of ridiculous interstitial recipes that were required to unlock the same high-level recipes from the original game. Just a stupid amount of unfun farming to get them. How's the Google sound effect supposed to be translated as Kupo? Is it Kupo in Japan too? I imagine so. Been enjoying it? Oh yeah, why is that? Yeah, I could hear the Legend of Mana from the little bit we played. I really like what I've seen of it. So I already own a copy. Probably in August, we'll see. I got a lot of long sub-blocks to start satisfying in August and September. I'll probably suspend Metal Gear for a while and Kingdom Hearts 2 to do that, but after that I'll see if I can fit it in. I'm hoping it remains low stakes, small world. Every JRPG is all about saving the world and I'm kind of over it. Hearing voices. So they like super nerfed Cure in this game then, right? It uses all your MP every time. You always gotta kill God, exactly. God, that attack hurts. Light! Why did he say light? What does that have to do with anything?
Do you think the light will beat the darkness? No, I think the darkness will beat the light. Jesus Christ.
Ballroom dancing anime. No kidding. Wow. Wicked Flight is one of my favorite themes of all time. That's good to hear. I really like Revo's soundtrack. Bravely Second disappointed me from a soundtrack perspective for the most part. I actually used Wicked Flight as my, like, big bad theme in my D&D game for a while. A bunch of different variations. I'm excited to hear it when we play the game. Serpent Eating the Ground is pretty rad too. Bravely Default in general just is a solid soundtrack. It's one of the first composers to really get me excited after Uematsu. I'm pretty addicted to his style.
Shan-Yu is alive. He's headed this way.
Soken does a good job in Final Fantasy XIV. You list Linker's song from the newest expansion. That's it, but you know, right there. That song is dope as hell. Who's the composer for Octopath? It's not Revo, right? They didn't get him back for Octopath. Didn't have him for,
Captain,
bravely
we'll secure
second.
the courtyard, and you can save the Emperor.
That's an order.
I like Yoko Shimomura too, the Kingdom Hearts Super Mario RPG composer. She's often a lot more like whimsical, sort of like badass driving prog rock. Yasunori Nishiki. Haven't heard of them. They done any other soundtracks? Oh boy. Fairly new, sweet. I really need to get the dash in this game. Driving me nuts not having it. Awesome, I hope he gets more work. Has Yasunori Mitsuda done anything in a while? So I like Mitsuda a lot. No, I got a slide dash, which makes me automatically jump in close to an enemy. I'll have to listen to the Terra Battle 2 soundtrack. I really wish Terra Battle was like a Switch game and not a mobile game with microtransactions and crap, because the like core idea of an Othello RPG is really neat. There's lots of cool design space to explore in a positioning-based, turn-based game. It feels pretty gross. I just don't have it. I have Slide Dash. Instantly closes in on and attacks a far target. Your Hand of Fate Arkham Asylum Battle Snap power. Yeah, it's too bad. I completely understand why. And it's pretty full-on mobile free-to-play, like, restricts how long you can play it without paying. Been pretty, uninterrupted Disney and Mulan World so far. No anime dudes yet.
Right now.
Right now? Not really adding anything with that, Sora. Alright, we got a gate meter to worry about again. Oh, it's the same morale system. It's just it says gates instead of morale. Gotcha. Really like that item autofill. Probably just buy a shitload of potions since that's actually relevant. Yeah, that's the thing that's closing the gap there. Really nice. We're a pretty full gate meter now. Gotta get a sense of when it triggers, though. It won't trigger from too far away. I love these little mini games. Those are fun. Way to change up the fights. Also, notice how he's not saying, "Are you gonna overpower me?" like 7, 8 times. I feel like they definitely have a challenge of making these fights feel unique. Yeah. They're generally not hard enough. It's a way to just give you a little break from the normal fight. How does the form leveling up work? Just whenever you use it, it's a chance for it to level? Cool. That was pretty neat. Number of hits you deal. Okay. Gotcha. Doesn't care about damage dealt. But that cool Ahsoka sword style, holding it behind her back. Oh, that's a real sword form.
Mushu's the best.
Thanks, Whiskey. I'll check.
I've heard a great deal about you, Mulan. You stole your father's armor, ran away from home, impersonated an Imperial soldier. You deceived your commanding
there's
officer,
Chinese, okay.
shamed the entire Chinese army, and dishonored your family name.
We get the picture.
You're a young woman, and in the end, you have saved us all.
They definitely have the sense of the most meaningful sequence from each of the Disney movies, right? Yeah. Lucky Emperor.
Your Excellency.
Captain Lee. Take this, so the world will know what it is you have done for China.
Thank you.
Mulan.
Yes?
Sora.
Sir.
Donald. Goofy.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
I wonder why they decided to do that.
Is that all there is to say, Captain? If you wish to win the heart of Mulan, China's bravest woman, you'll have to be a bit more eloquent than that.
Can I get an autograph?
Donald. Goofy.
Thanks for everything, Sora.
Now they gotta let me go back to being a guardian. They gotta!
But Mushu, I thought you already were a family guardian.
What? Oh, no, don't even worry about that. That's just real technical, just for us guardians.
You tricked us!
No. See, I just, I just didn't want to bog y'all down with all the guardians.
Wingman.
A lot of fine print, you wouldn't understand.
Huh?
Well, guess I'll grab my key. When shit is shiny. This feels like such a Sailor Moon thing, right? Fortunately, the actual boss fights don't end with this shit. Or like Power Rangers. Is there a name for that trope? I feel like I've seen it in so many Japanese works where like it's an episodic format and there's different monsters or enemies in every episode, but it doesn't matter because they're always going to resolve it with the exact same ability in every single episode. So there's no drama except for maybe the season finale or maybe the opening of the season. It's not specifically Monster of the Week, it's that
you shall be missed.
Like Sailor Moon using moon power magic or the Power Rangers summoning the Megazord, like it's almost a reused animation every time.
We look forward to your return.
You two play nice.
Whoa, watch it, soldier.
Goodbye, Sora, Donald, Goofy.
Yeah, very formulaic. Percent MP relative to the amount of damage taken. Okay. There are two in that scene. Dang. I didn't even catch the second one, Yuko. Sora, Donald, Goofy is like a name in and of itself. Oh, man. It's better than Goofy, Donald, Sora. Well, they said let you know which ones you haven't found. That's cool. I actually like that very much. So, completionist dream. So to go. Celebrity thruple name. Weapon gummies, sure, why not? Tabletop game of gladiator fights where the main point is WWE style lore drama. That could be awesome, yeah. I want to play that wrestling tabletop game. I think it's just called Worldwide Wrestling. I'm glad that it's over. It's mostly based on, like, lore and giving up control of the scene, right?
Bring it on!
It's funny, Aggie. God, these levels are so much better than the Gummi ship levels in the first game. It's a spooky ghost ship. Lots of flavor and combat you choose between narrating and give up the initiative and game momentum. Having control over narration, sure. I wonder if this is what Nomura originally wanted to do with Gummi ship levels and just couldn't really pull it off in the first game, you know? Yeah. Significantly so. It's like Star Fox. No, I've never actually played Star Fox 64. Is it kind of like this? Sort of on rails? Star Fox is one of those classic game franchises that I've had very little interaction with. The red ones have loot, it looks like. Is that how that works? Yeah, I think that's right. Maybe destroy it if you're fast enough, I guess, which I was not. Help! Thanks. Thanks, Goofy. Cool. You can pretty much depend on just using whatever the most recent blueprint you've unlocked is, right? You don't have to really micro manage your ships in this one if you don't want to. I never did. I definitely microed the shit out of my ships in my first blind playthrough of Kingdom Hearts 1. But not this one. Battle level 16. What level am I? Can't see from this menu, can I? Quick. Let's try to buy some stuff in Hollow Bastion real fast. Great. Like I mentioned, I had to drive over to my friend's house, grab my disc so I could do a Gummi ship level to get to the next stage. Do the Gummi ship level real fast, and then drive the disc back to him so he could keep playing. I am level 13, so I think I'm actually going to go to Beast Castle instead. Don't think there's anything unique to do or buy here, so I'm not really going to bother. Let me talk to Merlin. Those load times are pretty short. Could be worse anyway. Stardust sweep. Let's go. Maybe. There we go. Giant cube of destruction.
The shore is exciting.
Cool. All these new bullets. Destroy the red ones whenever we can. Get the extra loot. like how they made the enemies in these levels feel a lot less samey too. There's like actual bosses. No! I missed that. Oh well. Thanks, Chippendale. Chippendale named for the strippers? What's the history of that term? There's 2 extra stages on each route? Oh, cool. I might actually do those on stream. That's awesome. Trying to think of like another subsystem in a game that is this improved from the first game to the sequel. I definitely think of subsystems that were like ruined, like planet resource mining from Mass Effect 1 to 2. Chippendale's a store chain, always associated with male strippers. Bloomingdale's one. I think their name was referencing something there, right? Chippendale Furniture? Okay. This bullet held. More little option ships.
Piece of cake.
Gotcha, cool. Sweets. There's a finite number of treasures in each stage, and that's usually all of the differently colored enemies, I would guess. Also guessing it's better DPS to mash X than to try to do the auto lock-on move, at least for now. Maybe that changes later. Get rewards depending on your grade. Let's see. How do you lock? You turn on auto fire while held. Different button press.
Hey, what is this place?
It's huge.
And sort of gloomy, don't you think?
I wonder who lives here.
Yay, good animation.
Hey, does anybody else recognize that?
Hey, that's the beast.
Yeah.
Maybe we should check up on him.
Look.
Come on.
Cool. I like the idea of them introducing some characters via summons and then exploring them again in the next game. Who so far has exclusively been a summon without having their own world across Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2? Those little pre-combat animations are fun. Did the Organization 13 guys map to Final Fantasy jobs at least? For a while I thought maybe they did. When I got over my sadness that it wasn't directly linking to anything Final Fantasy, I started to suspect that one of them was like a gambler, one of them's a bard. I don't know what Axel would be though. One of them's a Dark Knight. Yeah, sights and flowers. Can't help you on that one. Gardener. Yeah.
Oh, come on, enough already.
That also would have been fine, I think.
Just in time. Wah!
What a jerk. So rude.
Gee, do you think he maybe forgot who we are?
With this many Heartless around, something must be up.
I hear they're not animating Sora. It's interesting, they flow pretty seamlessly between animated dialogue, or they actually put effort into it, and using the stock dialogue animations. Oh man, I love this thing. You get XP even if you craft the same item you've crafted before. Just gives you more XP for crafting for the first time. Alright. Still don't have a lot of money though, I'm gonna be kind of careful. Aerial sweep. Auto Valor. Oh no. I don't know why I'd want to use that. Goofy Turbo. Specializing in physical attacks. For each attack dealt to the enemy, 1 point of experience is gained. Okay, that's good. You said there's maybe something in the options for auto fire? Hey, if you're new to the stream, I'm Marstead. I'm trying to beat every awesome game ever made. I believe there's so many awesome games out there. It's impossible for one person to play them all, let alone beat them, but that means we won't ever run out. You can see a list of all the VODs for every stream we've ever done at games.marstead.com. It's listed by game. You can also vote for the next awesome game if you click on the vote status tab at the bottom, but if you're just hanging out lurking, that's totally cool. Oh. Fluffy forgot existed. Yeah. I forgot that this level existed. I kind of remember now. I think you fight an Organization 13 person here. I actually forgot Lion King existed, which is surprising. What was the other one? I just remembered it today, and now I forgot it again. This is a good theme, I agree.
Yeah.
I like the added effect when the Keyblade's not out and he takes it out. There's like a cool shiny effect on it. I remember Pirates and Tron because, especially Pirates, like, they went with the photorealistic animation for the characters without making like a photorealistic Donald, Goofy, and Sora. Would have been awesome if they had done that. I like them changing the party members' forms. I actually kind of like to see them do more of that in Kingdom Hearts 3. It doesn't really work for every world, I guess. A photorealistic duck for Donald. Yeah. Great. They probably would have had an easier time making Sora, Donald, and Goofy, or, you know, Disney-fied Pirates of the Caribbean characters that still look like the actors. I wonder if any fan artists have done that, Ikupo. Check Google later. Pirates of the Caribbean photorealistic Sora, Donald, and Goofy. So I should basically try to use drive whenever possible. Don't say light, dude. Come on. So many enemies that like go away and hide. Okay, so how does reverting work? Like, why would I ever bother reverting, given that I get no overdrive refund when I do? Does that change later or something? I thought it would give me back whatever drive I hadn't used. I have seen the first Pirates of the Caribbean and none of the other ones. I really enjoyed the first one. It's one of the best adventure movies ever made, and it's certainly the best movie ever based on a theme park ride. I've heard that the sequels are all pretty good. Not quite as good as the first one. Jump and glide are linked to drives? Oh my god. Alright, I need to grind them every time my meter's max then. Sequels are pretty passable. Okay. Heard they're still fun if nothing else. Cat has this joke he tells me where I'm like, you should really watch this movie, and he's like, don't tell me it's a good time, Dylan. The reason I should watch is that it's a good time. I don't want him to see it. Sequels change the tone. Okay. What have I heard about the sequel? Something about Jack's character. That, like, they set him up to be competent, but kind of sinister, not really a good guy. I don't remember what the critique was. Something about the sequel is like pivoting in the wrong direction about him. Appear impassable? Are you serious? There's plenty of room for Sora to fit through there. Yeah. It's gonna be mostly consumed by anniversary streams, sir. I was saying a second ago. I think I'll have to double check, but there's something like 20 subscribers have their anniversaries between August and September. It's very selfish. Yeah, I think Jack Sparrow works better as kind of a Mad Max sort of character, where he's there and he's interesting, but the story's not about him. Let me double check, I can give you an actual number. I wonder if we're gonna have a boss fight in this room. These guys seem like less of a hassle to get behind in this one, even without the dodge roll. I feel like they did this Dark Souls 2 auto-spinning thing in Dark Souls in Kingdom Hearts 1, made them annoying to get behind. Maybe they still do that. Oh, and you get a nicer reaction command and knock them on their butt. No. It's inspired by Keith Richards, isn't it? A lot of his character. Yeah, I'll be suspending Metal Gear and Kingdom Hearts for a while to get it caught up on anniversary sub-blocks. These guys have a lot of hit points, though. I think guard is a reaction command on that ability. You almost have to do that to do enough damage to them. Good. Oh, and they do this thing where they're like get dumb and they stand still for a second. That's a nice change. Makes them less annoying. Yeah, it just doesn't do enough damage to be worth it. If you watch the films, you only ever walks like he's drunk on land. At sea, he has perfect balance. I have not noticed that. That's really cool. That's awesome. Should watch through all the movies at some point. I'm gonna watch the first one again. I feel like Pirates of the Caribbean is to amusement park ride inspired films, as Clue is to board game inspired films. If you look on the bonus streams tab retro, you can see the amount for the next one. It's variable depending on when the game was added to the sheet.
Okay. What? Donald! Hi! Who opened the door?
You got lucky. Please don't keep trying this.
Oh, I'm so happy you're here. Donald.
Oh, she remembers us.
Sora. Goofy.
Hiya. Put me down. Put me down.
Oh.
He's a married man. That was a different order. Does it count? Sure, yeah. That's fair enough, Isaac. It's one of those situations where, like, once you establish everything, it's going to be really awesome, and then you kind of have to do better than that in your follow-up. And turns out that's really hard to do. The first time we all saw Jaden doing his chiptune thing, we were all super blown away, and now we know what to expect from Jaden, so... And, like, it'll still be exciting to watch him do chiptune stuff, but you're not going to repeat that level of, oh man, I've never seen this before, this blows me away. It's one of the challenges of making sequels. I know, right, Yukipo? Holy crap. He's got a pretty good... Kind of sits for 30 minutes and is like, what am I doing? And then as soon as he has an idea, it just, like, floodgates. It's not super long. I'll play his thing that he wrote yesterday in, like, 80 minutes. Let me, finish this guy off here. Oh god. Really need to get Cure. One sec. My apologies for briefly muting the Kingdom Hearts audio. I know this song is pretty good. Jaden wrote this yesterday. That's the idea. In like 80-90 minutes. What the heck, kid? Still gotta get him a Jedi Master. You're right, Haki. No kidding. Now she responds, of course. Daddy. Yeah, exactly. He's still pretty unwilling to like do repeats, right? It's a double-edged sword. Like, on the one hand, it's really refreshing to hear music that changes it up every measure or so. But I think there's a reason a lot of popular music picks a riff and sticks with it and gets a 2.5-3 minute runtime. I don't know if I'm able to get past her at all. Does they let me do something? Oh, move it without waking it. Okay. She wakes up on certain intervals, and if you're pushing her while she's awake, that's when you... Okay, I understand. Jaden composed those, Isaac. Technically, the start and end of stream were actually written by some, a band that I went to high school with that's now defunct. But he listened to them and, plotted them out in Facebook by ear, which is pretty impressive. I love the slowdown there, that's funny. Why didn't you say so? How is the live-action Beauty and the Beast remake? I haven't seen actually any of the live-action remakes. You know things are bad for Disney creatively when they're adapting their own works. It's basically the same as the cartoon. That's not soon enough. Should have that as a sound effect. Okay, note. Andrew and I quote that all the time in Futurama. Soon enough. That's not soon enough. Yeah. Pretty pumped for the Lion King one, although at that point is it really live action? Maybe it's gonna be filmed on location? Gotcha.
This must be it.
I guess it's just money at that point. All the songs are in there and everything. That's pretty neat. I love Donald Glover, so I'm really excited for Lion King for that. You said the overdrive meter fills faster when MP charge is active, is that true? You guys haven't watched Atlanta, oh my god, that show's really good. One of the best shows on TV, I think. Chance. Do you only actually take damage when he's out of the wall like that? Oh, come on. Nice. Upper slash. They're kind of cute. Love that, like, 96-point font. No reason to make it small. Oops. Didn't want to go. Got abilities to equip. Hey, it's cutscene.
There's nobody here.
You mean there's nobody to rescue?
Did someone say rescue?
Shh. Keep quiet. It might be them. Oh, they look like nice boys to me.
We are nice. We're your friends.
Yeah,
we are nice.
Belle sent us to find you.
Wow.
I'm Sora. Donald. Goofy.
Don't cut. I am self-winding, sir. I am not too deep.
I'm glad you're okay.
It is we who are overjoyed to see you.
Did somebody put a spell on you guys too?
No. Yes, that's right. You've heard. It was the Enchantress.
It seems so long ago.
It was a cold winter's night. An old beggar woman came to the castle and asked for shelter.
But the master of this castle, that is, of course, the prince... Stop that! Put me down this instant! Thank you.
Meager appearance. Really? I guess the Prince's arc in Beauty and the Beast sort of happens off screen. Beauty and the Beast based on a public domain work? I assume so, right? Bump my AP. Let's equip the new stuff for Sora here. This is the mega recipe. Understood only by Muggles. Okay. Sora. Upper slash. Okay, I can see that being good. He does have Donald Cure. Yeah, let's put that on the main thing that he's gonna do. Yeah. Don't judge people by their appearance, other fairy tales, or don't trust strangers. Now, lots of other Disney stories even. If a mysterious old hag showed up at your door, you'd be screaming like a horror movie, "What? Don't let her in! She's clearly an evil witch." Thanks. Stranger is just a friend you haven't met yet. Light all the lanterns in the passage. Put out the enchanted flame. Can't you just throw some water on them? It's a joke about, like, if Chip turns into a human, does that mean he has a giant chunk taken out of his head? Use the reaction command sprinkle to put it out. Okay. There's a bunch of characters that, because of the way the camera works in the movies, you don't really think of them as being as small as they really are until you're in a video game environment where the camera has to zoom out and show them in relation to the protagonist all the time. Use the reaction command restore to help Cogsworth restore his strength. Okay.
Please hurry and be quick about it.
Is this the spot?
I think this'll do the trick.
Well, I'd like to do restore, but I can't right now. They all need to come over here for it to work, maybe? Yeah, Donald and Goofy just walk back and forth doing nothing. What the hell? I have to wait for him to be depleted before I can help him, okay. This feels a little bit like a time sink here.
I think this'll do the trick.
Please hurry and be quick about it.
Yeah. How do we turn this into a mini game? They could at least do something to make Donald and Goofy have something else to do. Like, they could just hold the Switch forever. I do like that there are unique mini games in this one, but I don't like when they're forced like this one. Feels pretty silly.
I think this'll do the trick.
Get it? It involves a teacup and a candelabra and a clock? Yeah, I don't know what else they would have done here, but it does feel pretty forced and goofy. Oh, your teacups. Okay. Probably spent more time with the bowling game and Tekken Tag Tournament and Wii Sports than any non-RPG and non-racing game I've played. What was the bowling minigame in Tekken Tag Tournament? Like, what makes Tekken Tag Tournament different from, like, the core Tekken series? Is it like a Marvel vs. Capcom Tag and Fighter sort of a thing? Tekken is an area, as a gaming area that's, like, completely dark for me. I've never played any of those games or know anything about them. Other than that, Sony got the short end of the stick with, was it Soul Calibur 4? Nintendo gets Link. Microsoft gets Spawn for some reason. Sony gets Heihachi? It's a bowling game with Tekken characters throwing the ball. If you fucked up, the character would fly across the screen into the fence. What? So, okay, what's the cell? What makes Tekken different from every other fighter? Like, Soul Calibur's gimmick is weapons. Mortal Kombat is cheesy, over-the-top gore and violence. Technical? Prefer that to light. There's more stuff to get in here, but I have to use up my Valor form. Animals as fighters?
It's time you dealt with Belle. She's scheming to take everything you have.
High combo.
This castle, your precious Rose, and then your life. Trust no one. Feed your anger. Only anger will keep you strong.
I've had enough of strength. There's only one thing I want.
What? To love and be loved in return. Who could ever love a beast? See? She has accomplices.
Easy there, Palpatine. Do it.
Hey, Prince.
Oh dear, Master.
Man, this motherfucker's really, like, susceptible to persuasion. Anger to the dark side leads. Sorry, I'm gonna try to use the wake up command on you, but first I have to get a bunch of Valor XP. You seem like you're pretty good for that. A good amount of HP. No, I don't want Cogsworth to gather energy. Okay. Whatever, game. Not enough charges for Cogsworth. Some of these mechanics are bizarre in this game. So, what exactly? We got him to say, please, Master, please compose yourself with a lot of intensity.
Cogsworth, what happened?
I don't know.
Well, Master,
It's because hashtag darkness.
How shall I say? Actually,
Well, you put everybody down there in that dungeon.
I did what?
You did.
Who was that guy you were talking to? The one in black.
Xaldin. That's his name.
Xaldin.
He came from the darkness. He used my anger to control me. He took all my sorrow, my sadness, my pain, and turned it all into rage. There was nothing I could do. I could no longer see the truth.
We'll all be. That must be why you threw all of your friends down there into the dungeon.
Well, I'll be. That explains why you were introduced in Kingdom Hearts 1, and then we wanted to mirror the story of the first game.
Was it to protect them?
Or the original movie.
Sure. We know you're good inside.
He's right, Master. We've all seen how kind you can be. After all, Belle can see the goodness in your heart, but I'm afraid you've yet to...
Belle. I've mistreated her. I've mistreated her and been so selfish.
She didn't say anything about that.
Well, I'll be. That's your excuse. You trying to murder all your friends.
She's too good.
You see, I'm afraid he judges himself far too harshly.
Why don't you just go talk to her?
But...
Sora has like no whites in his eyes.
We'll go with you.
Alright, well, it's gotta be Donald. Or it's gotta be Goofy, rather. Because that's how I get my Precious Valor form. Should I get her PD? Yeah, so it definitely feels like they wanted to use Beast in Kingdom Hearts 1. They didn't want to give him his own world, which is fine. He was pretty sweet. You run into him in Hollow Bastion. And then they got to this game, and they're like, let's give him his world back. They're like, oh, but if he already knows Sora, then he's not going to be a bad guy and lock up all of his servants. So we got to come up with some contrived way for him to be a bad guy again. Instead of, like, you know, making a new story with Beast that assumes he already knows Sora, Donald, and Goofy. How we doing on Valor XP? Getting there. Probably next time I transform. think I want to leave down to the bottom in this room. There we go. Oh, I see, and there's a neat little effect on the overdrive meter when it's charging faster. Gotcha. Great. Lots of unnecessary steps, I think, is a really important element of Zipper Opera. I think part of the struggle with Beast Castle, like, the level is fine, but I think they kind of run into the issue of, like, why they didn't have a Sleeping Beauty and Snow White world in Kingdom Hearts 1. Because it's like, oh, they're all generic fantasy settings. Like, how do you really set it apart from any other level? Cinderella. Well, it's a way to dump my MP to get overdrive to full faster, I guess. Nothing else.
Give me strength.
Hi, Ascended. How are you doing? Alright, let's see. Sora now has Fire Boost. I really do think that they expect that you're going to use all of your AP boosts on Sora. I prefer that to guard. Next room, I'll pop Valor Form. So what's the sell on Trails of Cold Steel? What makes it different from every other JRPG? Notice several people are interested in seeing it. This guy's like the worst possible enemy for this form. Come on, more enemies, thank you. High jump level 2, nice. Does that ever matter for progression, or is it only for like finding extra chests and stuff? Done by a small studio. Got huge games every year and they're all good. You never need them in this story. Interesting choice. I'm obsessed with stuff like that. Being able to jump higher, move faster, glide. I'll prioritize it to the exclusion of everything else. Thank you, Yukuba, for reminding me that they were unlocked on that track, or I totally would have forgot and not bothered with the forms very much outside of boss fights. High jump is not shared. That's interesting. Okay. It's really well executed, manages to make a cast of anime teenagers not terrible. Cool. I like the little flip he does when he jumps like that. It's cool. So what other abilities are gated behind leveling up the Valor form? Oh, I can't level up anymore. Ah, level cap depends on the number of forms obtained. I see. Quick run, double jump. Okay. Glide. I'll just try to cap them all out as soon as possible then. Now I don't have to worry about using it all the time since I'm capped. I think so. I like the word form, like, he just has different clothes on. After this fight, I need to remember to change my Keyblade that I have equipped. Yeah, I saw that, which is nice. I don't feel like I have to be grinding it all the time, but I can try to force grind it as fast as I can as soon as I get a new form. I jump 2, so I could use that potentially to get a thing. Don't need auto limit, I can always select it manually. Definitely don't want item boost. He's using items, I'm doing something wrong. Thank you for your potions. Alright. Sora, Hidden Dragon. It's actually weaker than the default Keyblade. That's interesting. The MP recovery could be good. The Star Seeker's basically identical to the Kingdom Key, I guess. Halves damage taken in critical situations. And use it to be able to swap those two, I guess. 8%'s not bad. 1 in 256 is where it gets bad, I think. Giant goofy face on the save file. Yo, where's Belle at? Is he with the anime Zipper Man? Nani? Can't control people. It's interesting how this game still seems pretty dependent on event flags compared to Kingdom Hearts 1, but it's much better about moving you where you're supposed to go naturally, I guess. There's a lot of just running around random rooms for no particular reason in Kingdom Hearts 1, where there's no dialogue saying, hey, you need to go to this room, you need to go here. Yeah, I was about to mention that one, Naki. Stealing the flute. Is the flute a 1 in 256 steal chance? I feel like I've taken forever to steal it every time I've played the game. I think we gave up on it on stream when we did FF9. I definitely gave up on stealing the demon mail early in the timed fight in Alexandria. Gross. I feel like that sort of thing would be less miserable if it was a pseudo-random distribution where, like, each time you steal it and don't succeed, it increases the chance of the next steal slightly. So that if you attempt it 256 times, you'll be guaranteed to have stealed eventually. Steel stolen. That's the word I'm looking for. I think almost every game should use that. It isn't all that different from true random in aggregate, but it feels better to the player. I know League of Legends has been using that for critical hits for a long time.
I'm all right.
Where if you have a 10% chance to crit, you swing and you miss, your chance to crit gets slightly higher until it reaches 100%, and it still adds up to about 1 in every 10 hits crits. For some reason, this boss fight stuck with me. That might be a bad thing. I remember this boss because I remember the reaction attack. Earlier, when I was saying reaction attack, I was thinking specifically of this one. No clothes, can't put zippers on it. Chains. But I didn't, like, die to it or something. Pretty cool attack, gotta say. It might be that it's annoying to actually reach the boss. Light. Oh, I got turned into Hollow Sora. He moves like a Heartless during that, it's cool. There's a chance that can happen whenever you transform. Yeah, right. That's actually pretty cool. I like that. Oh, I can't use chance moves in this form, and I can't revert. Bummer. Oops.
Do you think the light will beat the darkness? No, I think the darkness will beat
Can you
the
just give
light.
me a brief summary of how it's supposed to work? That'd be cool. I really need to get my dash power, man. I'm telling you. I guess that's why you might want to release early. I must have played this game on Proud mode the first time, or he has a second form. The chance to become anti increases every time you use a drive form. Okay. Is it good? Generally? It's making a little shadow darkness cocoon. Hey, it kind of looks like Ifrit. Ganon Ifrit, yeah. This might be why I remember this fight. I may have died on it before. I remember this attack. Actually looks close enough to Ifrit that I wonder if he's based on the same core model with new textures. You can see Square has reused assets in the past. Okay, focusing on aerial combos again. Feels good in a game that really rewards you for it. Oil! Whoa! Chimney Christmas. Get him, beast. Okay, I'm able to block that, it looks like. Try to do that next time. Or I can, like, deflect off the wall once I hit it after he throws me. Slingshot. That's cool. Nice. Very cool. You lose all anti-Sora points when you gain a new form. Okay, that's cool. Last form never goes anti. Oh, going into final form decreases anti-Sora points?
We did it!
Interesting.
So you think.
Xaldin!
Xaldin! Zindal.
What does he want
Xanadu.
here?
He must be with Organization 13.
He's not ex-Donald.
Ever heard of the Nobodies? When a
No.
strong-hearted person turns into a Heartless, a Nobody is created too. See, the organization, they've got control of all the Nobodies.
That's right. They were gonna make you into a Heartless. That way they could get that nobody of yours and have control over it.
Picture
You're all right.
Goofy and Donald's voice actors and the voice direction they got with these lines. Ex-Dylan. Is that his actual name?
Belle, I'm sorry,
Dude,
I
the
wasn't
whole
myself.
nobody concept is such, like, fan fiction bait, too, if you think about it. If you think Googling your name, the Hedgehog, is bad enough.
I know you weren't yourself. You don't have to apologize. But I had hoped that you might have changed a little bit. I wish you could start trusting me.
Oh, I am afraid time is running short.
What do you mean?
Remember the rose?
From the
Huh.
beast's womb?
Really?
Precisely. You see, if
What does it
the
mean is the
master can
command
learn
menu
to
read?
love
When
and
does
earn
that
love in return
happen?
before the last petal falls?
The spell will be broken.
Really? You think he's gonna make it?
We think so.
Yup, I think you're right.
I hope you're right.
Hey, it's a Sailor Moon sequence. What to watch out for? I don't think I've noticed the menu go red in a boss fight before. I like the XP curve of this game. I feel like... Is it configured so that bosses always give you a level up, or is that the scenario XP thing? I think I remembered seeing something in the status menu that showed you XP gain from, like, main story quest fights.
What happened?
The gate is open!
Do you have to go?
If it let me, yeah.
Well, no
I don't know if that
more
actually
arguing.
works in Kingdom Hearts 2.
We'll see to it.
Take care, dears.
You are welcome here anytime.
If you hear anything about Riku, or the King, the Heartless, the organization, anything at all, let us know. Okay, gotta go.
I stood still for a little too long there. Alright, Cure, at last. Goodness golly gracious. Probably shouldn't put it on a shortcut because it consumes all MP.
Huh? Hey, wait a minute. Is the ship moving all on its own?
Yup, looks like we're headed toward Hollow Bastion.
Alright, Gummi ship. I mean, maybe Sid is driving it? Is Beast Castle actually a higher level or something? I assumed I was actually doing the higher level one first by going to Mulan.
I wonder what's up. Come on.
Spoopy. Oof.
Well now, took your time, did you? Oh, was it you who summoned us, Merlin?
Yes, yes. But it seems I used too much power in doing so, and those infernal
You can, like, physically move the Gummi ship through space and time?
So
Wow.
what's up?
Well, I happened to stumble across this in the Zero District.
I'm really impressed at the sound-alike voice actors they got for some of these older Disney movies.
That's right. I know you're a good friend of Winnie the Pooh, Sora. That's why I summoned you. And when I did, I was attacked by the Heartless. Of course,
an
I
emergency?
fought back with some rather powerful magic, but then I began to fear the book would be damaged, so I
This is so fucking contrived.
Leon and the others need to hear this too. I'd
You want to do another Winnie the Pooh level?
I wonder how Pooh's doing.
Want to find out?
Yeah.
It's one of those where it's like Nomura et al. They care enough to contrive something and not just completely hand wave it. It's like, what? There's Winnie the Pooh because people want to do more Winnie the Pooh. We don't need to explain ourselves. Deal with it.
Sora! Cover for me, okay?
As I combat jump into Pooh Town. 100-acre wood. It's pretty big wood. Actually, I don't really have an intuition for the size of an acre. What do I have an intuition for the area? I guess a football field. That's what Western media has trained me to recognize. Oh, it's a cute pop-up book.
I wonder if Pooh's home.
I don't remember this at all, Ascendant. I hope so. I like Winnie the Pooh. I like the concept of the levels in... Oh, shit, I meant to save my game. Womp womp. Pop back in. Yeah, I'm excited to see that. I like the concept of a no-combat minigame-based area. I thought a lot of the minigames in the first game were a little weak. Alright, let's go back. Hey, if you're new to the stream, I'm Marstead. I'm trying to beat every awesome game ever made. I believe there's so many awesome games out there, it's impossible for one person to play all of them. But that means that we will never run out. You can see a list of all the games we've played and all the VODs for every stream we've ever done. Here's a save point. Here we go. If you go to games.marstead.com, and you can see how you can vote for the next awesome game we're going to play on stream. Click on the Vote Status tab at that link. But if you're just hanging out, that's cool. Welcome. It's good to have you. Here we go. Five-acre yard. Acres, how many square meters? Square feet? I love these little title cards for the different area. Really put some work into them. 15% square, Michael. 43,000 square feet. Oh. How many football fields is that? I shouldn't have an intuition for football fields, but they use it in everything in the West.
Oh.
In America, at least, in like American television
How
movies.
you doing? Finding enough honey lately?
Oh, yes. In fact, I was just about to do my stoutness exercises. Would you like to join me, Sora?
Sure, I'm game. Huh?
What? How did you get frozen? What happened? No! .32. Okay, alright. That's helpful. There's a pretty funny Something Awful article that like details all of the different TV units of measure. See if I can find it.
Donald?
Posted the link in chat. It's like explosions are always in terms of either TNT or Hiroshima explosions. God damn it. It's really fun. It's like they could have just waited for me to come back to Hollow Bastion for other plot reasons to do this. I wish they didn't teleport around like that. I'm actually curious what the reasoning is for them doing that. I feel like that must be the result of early testing. Like maybe it was too easy to just mash the attack button and insta-kill all the baby Heartless.
Gorge, maybe you better go back and make sure Pooh's all right.
But what about Brian?
Well, I guess we could explain.
Great.
Yeah, way to bring it outside with you. Right, Matt? I'm excited for 3 at least letting you have the guest party member separate from Donald and Goofy so you're not having to make a choice. I wonder if that was a technological limitation. Now, I know the sink in the ground thing was in the first game, but I wonder what the rationale is for including it. It seems like it's too specific of an ability to not have been in the first iteration. For like the most basic mook enemy in the game.
Pooh.
It's easier to bench Donald in this one because they give you the Valor form so early. Probably need to use them when I get the magic form. I went with magic build in this game again. Press triangle to greet.
I'm so glad you're okay, Pooh.
And I'm glad you came to visit. But you see, I was just about to begin my stoutness exercises. Perhaps we could visit a bit later. Somebody I don't know.
Oh, sure.
Jim Cummings, man. It's Winnie the Pooh.
How's Piglet these days?
I don't think I know anyone by that name. Now, where was I?
In the evil movie trailer
my
voice.
Stoutness exercises.
Pooh? Hey, Pooh?
That makes sense, Yukibo. What's critical mode? Is that just proud mode in this one?
Something very weird is happening here. Maybe I better go back and ask Merlin about this.
Oh my god, Sora. Catch up. The Heartless attacked the book, and now you have to do the quest again because it's Kingdom Hearts 2, and they need to have Pooh levels. Ugh. Smart protagonists are really important in video games. I think you can even use a smart protagonist to broadcast stuff, telegraph stuff to the player if the player hasn't caught up. I'm ready with the button here. Something to do with the pages the Heartless stole.
Oh my god. Oh my god! Although actually it was sort of obvious.
Half as much HP. I see. Gotcha. So you can't get hit. Okay. I think a special need for smart protagonists in video games compared to other entertainment media is because most gamers have some very basic level of savvy. Maybe I'm overestimating the gaming community. Like, you can understand that the game needs to do a reset to let you access the content again, right? So you don't need to act like the protagonists are stupid. I think it just can be frustrating to a lot of players. Reflect is used a lot in critical mode. Baseball charm. Chicken Little. I didn't remember Chicken Little was in this. I don't think I've actually seen the Chicken Little movie. Reflect's pretty OP in this game, right? It's like Arrow, but better. I think it's what makes the Sephiroth fight in this game quite a bit easier than the Sephiroth fight in Kingdom Hearts 1. Although it's been a long time since I did it. Yeah, me neither, Matt. What does them leveling up accomplish? Anything? Oh, you know, now I remember Olympus Coliseum. Hercules World is pretty hype in this game. I don't think they got the same voice actor, though. For the one character. Is it like a CG movie, Paranormal Echoes? Early 2000s, maybe? Yeah. Ooh, they share the drive gauge? That's yucky.
Huh? Are you sure this is the Coliseum?
It's that way.
Oh, guess we were a little off. Heartless!
And that's kind of a cool twist. Labeling it Olympus Coliseum when you get here and then landing somewhere else. Yeah. I certainly never saw it. Yeah, it's a problem of making them compete for the same resource. Sorry, Meg, I gotta go shopping. Priorities. I love that you hand over... And you get shit for completing collections! Oh, it's beautiful! The synthesis menu in this game is incredible! I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it! I need lucid shards. Can't make any of this shit. Save resources for the lucid shard. Hammer staff. Inspired by the stars. Because you don't get a lot of accessories and gear from drops in this game. You pretty much have to buy all of it, it looks like. Hey, Meg. If you leave the world mid-summon drive, you keep the gauge. That's interesting.
But I'm fine.
Who was the voice of Meg in the original Hercules film?
And you're supposed to be?
I'm Sora. He's Donald, and that's Goofy. We came to see how Hercules is doing.
You know Wonder Boy?
Yeah, because we're heroes too.
You mean junior heroes, Donald?
Looks like we have a friend in common. Name's Megara. My friends call me Meg.
And is the same voice actress? That's cool. Wonder Boy. Goofy is really perceptive in this game. I think you're a girl pretending to be a boy. Go talk to James Woods. Oh, really? Broadway actress who plays Belle. I wonder if they're gonna get Idina Menzel for Frozen. That's her name, right? Elsa? Don't think they're gonna get Anna's voice actress, whose name is escaping me. I can see her face. Kristen Bell? Kristen Bell, yeah. I'm actually honestly not sure who'd be more expensive. I like the command menu in this area, it's cool. Oh, my drive menu's blocked out. Interesting. Mm-hmm. I think Frozen Fever is still a thing for sure. Thanks for the Fallout whiskey. Daddy.
The organization.
Yeah.
Let's head downstairs here. We're just gonna go straight down, so I have most of my abilities right now. Just let it go. Let's see, I think that's all there is there, so we'll go straight down. Right. If you are new and hanging out, you are earning a currency right now in chat called SP. Type !SP to see how much you've earned. Currency is used to vote for the next awesome game, and if you look in the top right corner of the screen, it should be legible. Do my best to get the text size as big as possible. There's a list of commands you can type in chat with your SP to vote for the next game we're going to play. If you see a game up there that interests you and you want to vote for it, just type that command and use your SP to vote. And I'll leave it up for a couple minutes.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, I think Pain and Panic are on this one, aren't they? It's nice. One of them was Bobcat Goldswaith, and who was the other one? It looks like it's called Absent Silhouettes. What, can you like see the UI text or something, Sora? Okay. Whatever you say, bud. Is that new to Final Mix or something? I don't remember that at all. Final Mix fights. Okay.
There.
Gotcha. I do like the big chests for key items, like maps. It's a nice change. Also, like, I think the question mark rooms are new to this game. If you haven't been in a room before, it's marked with question marks.
Where do they dig these freaks up?
I think that actually helps a lot with the event flag problem.
Troubled a whole lot of them. So, what are you gonna do about Hercules? He's made mincemeat out of every fighter you sent at him. Pretty soon, the underworld's gonna be standing room only. Say, why don't you just pick somebody already dead and save him the trouble?
Dead. Dead is good. And I know just the warrior.
Pretty hype. I at least was super hyped for this when I played this 13 years ago. One of my favorite characters. I don't think they got the same voice actor though, which really bummed me out.
I'm scared too, Donald.
Hades, come out!
Yeah, right, Aki. This is one of those things where I was secretly hoping they were going to do something, and then the thing I was secretly hoping for is what actually happened. I love when that happens. The Dark Souls 3 final boss was that. Like, as we were approaching the final area, like, oh man, wouldn't it be awesome if it was this? And that's exactly what it was, and I was like, this is rad. Keith David's the voice of Chaos? Oh, that's awesome. The best one I've ever had was I totally called the after the credits scene in Deadpool 1. And Andrea is annoyed by it because I tell this all the time. So I leaned over to her and I said, I bet you it's gonna be the Ferris Bueller after the credits scene. It's too perfect. Came back to do all of them at level 99, struggle on 2 of them. Oh wow, just because critical mode is that hard? That's pretty brutal. It's actually something that I think BioWare, they're like the masters of pulling that off, where their story is designed to have you suspect the twist like minutes before it happens. They're giving you clues to the whole game, and then right before the reveal, the clues start getting more and more intense. You should be able to put it together. I think it happened in Jade Empire, Knights of the Old Republic, and Mass Effect 1 for me. Keith David was your headcanon for Chaos and Bahamut? That's awesome. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, and then the reveal happens.
By the by, what's down there?
Just the underworld's deepest dungeon. This time I'm bringing out the mother of all bad guys.
You don't say.
Usually, I'm playing the PS3 version of this one right now because I happen to already own the disc and I didn't really see the value in buying another copy. It was already a remaster. I think the difference is the PS4 remaster is 60 FPS. But I've heard that introduces some bugs because the physics engine wasn't built assuming that. Hype! But he doesn't have glasses.
Let's cut to the chase. Here's the deal I'm gonna offer you. I let you out of the slammer. No strings. You'll be
The whole
free as a
underworld
bird.
thing fits really well.
And all for one little job. Fight Hercules in the Coliseum to the death.
This is my story, and you're not part of it.
You know, maybe it is the same voice actor.
Who you're talking to?
Just has a slightly different tone, a bit higher pitched.
No wonder no one wants to die.
You are fired!
I think Auron's one of my favorite Final Fantasy characters.
You again? Fight.
He's presented really well in Final Fantasy X. The right level of mystery, you kind of suspect what's going on. He's got a cool character arc. He's one of the few older Final Fantasy characters. Like most, I love Sakaguchi, but a lot of his plots are about these like 17 to 22-year-olds.
That's it.
Yeah, I don't like him with his sunglasses off either. It'll bum me out.
That's it. Is that all you got?
Yeah, he's got such. I love all the flashbacks and the little spheres that reveal that Auron used to be like Titus.
That's the thing. In the
Kind of a
underworld,
bratty
heroes
kid.
are zeros. Comes with the territory.
Nice, sir.
Go now.
But I've got to talk to
Comfiest
Hades.
mattress I've ever slept on. I bought on Amazon.
Can't fight him here. We have to go. Now.
Opening a shipped mattress is an awesome experience that everyone should have. They vacuum seal them, just poke a tiny little hole in the bag. Retaliating slash. Clear against balance and counterattacks with square. That actually sounds pretty good. Fire boost, I guess. Overdrive. And it's Bushido. That's awesome. Once more, of course. Can't trust any of y'all to use items ever, so we're not going to. I just kind of assume that everyone has my credit card number. It's been skimmed in so many places. A couple YouTube videos about that, but there's probably hundreds or thousands of sources that have your credit card numbers. Just whether is it worth the trouble to try to use them. There's some illicit sites you can go to just download a list of stolen card numbers to try as many of them as you like. Hope you don't get caught and traced back to you. Get him, Auron.
Did you do the Little Mermaid level yet?
Not yet, no.
Man! Maybe that's why I remember it, because I was like, you know, finally feeling happy and enjoying the Disney thing.
And it got broken up. No, I mean, you didn't know who Auron was the first time you played.
I didn't.
Yeah, so
oh, that's
it's
young
pretty hype.
Auron.
Well, it's still older Auron, but he doesn't have his glasses on.
Oh. I thought his hair doesn't look as gray. Or...
You might be right, actually. It's pretty hype when he shows up.
Hey, Lisa! Yeah, we did. We played tons of, Actually, yeah, we played that over at Katie's.
You had played it? No, Lisa had, because she had the save file where...
No, Lisa had to beat it because she relied on Yuta to fix all her problems, and then when she didn't have Yuta because she was getting married to what's-nuts, spoiler, she was like, oh shit.
We've played FF10 on the stream. This is my wife, Andrea.
I'm good, I'm glad you beat it. I had a good time when we were first playing it, because like, every single battle, okay, maybe not every single battle, but like 90% of the battles, I had every single team member do something, even if it was just defend.
She was so patient with it. And you leveled everyone up after every battle. Every time you got one sphere level, you would go in and level them up and be like, oh my god.
I don't know why, it just was a lot of fun for me, so...
A shooting star.
See, like, I don't do that. I didn't do that for Kingdom Hearts. I don't know why I did it for 10. There was just something about it. It was really cathartic. Yeah, the hardest one for me was Lulu, because, like, I never used her in the end, and I felt bad. But I would have to use her. Just... yeah, learn from your mistakes, Lisa.
I'm do the opposite of that. That fight's legit hard, though, even if you haven't been focusing heavily on Yuna. It's just a really challenging fight. I think it might be hard in the speedrun, too.
So does this story have the chick in it?
Megara?
Yeah, Meg.
Yeah, it's like you go down and Hercules summons Orin to kill her. Or, I'm sorry, Hades summons Orin to kill Hercules. And James Wood's all pissed.
Of course. I hate those big guys that you have to hit in the
they're
back.
the worst. They're a little bit better in this one because they occasionally do that thing where they scratch their head.
Mhm.
They did not do that in the first game.
Your fate shall be twofold.
Your fate shall be twofold.
Did you mean to blow that on the big guy?
Yeah, I hate the fat guys.
Oh, alright, that's fair.
They're the worst.
That's fair. So how are you doing, Lisa? Still like your job? Excited for Vegas?
Paranormal Echoes is my sister-in-law. Oh, and her boyfriend on the same account at the moment.
You're really good. Are you some kind of hero?
Feel the heat.
No, I'm no hero. I'm just an...
Huh?
Orin.
Whoa.
My name.
Dylan wants to pack up and bring Rock Band. Would you guys play that? Because I'm not convinced that it's worth taking apart the drum set. You know that his drum set's like
way to poison the well for the question, Andrew.
Sorry. We can bring
So we're
Rock Band. Okay.
It'll fit.
That's fine. I guess
You can
he's
have
the one
fact
who's
that we're
doing all the
driving.
disassembling, so I don't know why I'm complaining.
I can hear that ascended. I was excited to see him, and then I don't think his the way they deployed him was as exciting, unfortunately. I don't know why they got rid of his sunglasses, got rid of his gray hair.
Hey, see, Matt's on my side about this. But if you want to put forth the effort,
Yeah, it's fine.
I won't stop you.
Do it.
What's your favorite song to sing on Rock Band? I said sing.
You require Rock Band as a gift. Well, there you go. It's a
Yeah.
good way to get me to do it. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm going to do this labor.
Labor of Love. I have a feeling Mom would really like watching us play it.
So you can leave those pipsqueaks.
Dad would probably like roll his eyes. He might like singing though. I think he
working
likes
on
singing.
turning Hercules into a heartless, then he'll be all mine.
This is my
That'd be awesome, Yukito. I wish you could carry all the party members to other worlds. I hope that there's a Final Fantasy world in the next game. They kind of imply something about that in this one.
Oh, I forgot to ask, is the light beating the darkness or is the darkness beating the light?
Jesus Christ. Have you ever heard Keyblade Wars?
Do you think the light will beat the darkness? No, I think the darkness will beat the light.
Jesus Christ. It's such a perfect
I like that sound
representation. ProZD, man, if you haven't subscribed to him on the YouTubes.
Oh my god, he loves him. Anytime he has something new, he's like, oh my god, Andrew, look at this!
It's really fun.
I don't love him as much as he does, but he's pretty entertaining.
He nails some very specific shared gamer experiences, especially on like JRPGs. I really love that one where he, like, the final boss is monologuing and he like slaps him and he dies and he's like, I collected all 900 pine cones. Like, sorry. Someone could find that one and link it in chat. That'd be great.
Oh, I sent you something on G-Chat. It's a picture of a donut, and it says donuts are healthier than Matt.
Come on, open.
Spoilers.
I was like, you know what? They're not wrong. Now I feel better about eating donuts.
Well, I feel like that logic breaks down somewhere.
Yeah.
Math is healthier than shooting yourself in the face.
Hurry!
Uh-oh.
Hey, it's my man Cerberus.
So where'd you get that Keyblade?
You start with it. It's the Valor form Keyblade. You know, you get different forms in this where you change outfits.
Vaguely.
You dual wield Keyblades.
Ah, I remember that.
Kingdom
Yeah,
Hearts
that
3,
was
where you
badass.
have to have like triple wield Keyblades. Have one attached to his foot. How is it, Big Bo? I'm all about diet sodas. It's the reason that I'm like only a little overweight and not morbidly obese. Mostly because I grew up, my parents only ever bought it, so regular sugary soda actively tastes gross to me.
Tastes like syrup or something?
Yeah. I can feel it on my teeth is the only way to describe
Feel
it.
it in my fingers. I feel it in my toes. Christmas is all about, so the feeling goes.
Nice. Yeah.
Get him, Warren.
I drink a fucking shitload of soda. I don't drink coffee or tea, so all my caffeine intake is from soda. Probably die of phenylalanine poisoning at some point. Jesus.
Oh, yeah, you are not in a good position there.
Pop my...
Yay,
What? What's
Mickey!
this? That's kind of dope. I don't think this ever happened to me. Is this just something that happens when you game over? I was wondering what happened to Mickey in this game.
You just never game over while you were playing this?
Not when I played. I was way too hardcore about grinding when I played this 13 years ago. That's pretty dope, actually. Decharge? Alright. Light, give me strength. Oh, the Mickey Mouse. Imagine his voice actor being
You
told to
think
say
the
these
light
things.
will beat the darkness? No, I think the darkness will beat the light. Jesus Christ.
Use healing light to save Sora. Oh, I see. That's cute. He's a super buff ninja. I still want to know, like, when did Mickey take a break from everything to go, like...
Down to the underworld.
Well, no, not to go to the underworld, but to go change into this outfit. Why does he have the zipper outfit? He's gonna sneak into Organization 13 undetected, Andrea. They'll never know. Yeah, Mickey can't finish him off, which is fine. Looks like he can't either, actually. Interesting. Why, How goes the master plan? I can't do a Mickey Mouse voice, can you?
I can do that.
Hi, Ben. Do you see your cat, Andrew?
I know, he's so hungry. Marty's hungry too.
Where's Marty?
I don't know, he's somewhere.
Just hear him meowing.
He's right
earlier?
there.
Come on, Wonder Boy, play hooky for a day. For old time's sake.
They came to see me. They came to see a hero.
You got it.
Can't let them down.
Look, it's Marty.
Sorry, can't get Marty.
You can get most of him.
Get Ben, though.
Don't worry, Meg. I'll be fine. What does a hero need rest for, huh?
See him rubbing his head on the monitor? This is why the monitor's full over.
Yeah. Later. Enjoy Resident Evil.
Toodles!
Sora, don't let me down.
Mickey dies, just brings Sora back to life. Do you not get Mickey mode in
Silhouetted Ben.
In Proud mode? Slash, is there just a chance for that to happen every time you game over? So you give 2 augments if you say it. You can turn this down. He's such a Ben. Still happens in critical mode. Okay, that's cool. Is it basically a free win for that boss fight, or is he still pretty hard even with Mickey? And they take Orin away from you. Ben, don't do that. Ben, don't do that. He knows. He knows my cell phone too. If I'm like on my cell phone in the morning before I go down to feed him, he keeps knocking it out of my hand. He has identified that that's what's blocking him from getting food. Not a free win, but it's a second chance. That's pretty cool. I don't think I've ever seen that happen. Just because I way overgrinded when I first played Kingdom Hearts 2.
Right.
It won't happen like versus Sephiroth, right? Because I have died against Sephiroth.
Have I ever told you about the killer Coliseum we have right here in the underworld? It makes the one upstairs look like an Olympic kiddie pool.
Then that's the place we're gonna put an end to Herc the Jerk's winning streak.
Problem. Zeus locked it tight.
Pete is great.
Oh?
Bingo. All we gotta do is swipe
Show you
that
guys
key,
Ben's
and then
face
we
here.
open the Underdrome.
Hate to tell you, but that key is kinda particular. It won't work for just anybody, and that kid ain't no pushover.
I think this calls for a woman's
He's
touch.
so happy.
Poor Ben. One-Winged Angel is in the end game, yeah?
Oh wait, can't you fight him in this? Like
In the
it's,
end game.
it's in the end?
Yeah, the end game.
What's the end game?
The end of the game.
Okay. I thought maybe it was like a world name.
Oh no. Much later in the game you can fight Sephiroth. Oh, is he fightable much sooner? Thanks for the follow, Sephiroth. Sephiroth. Alright. Did they get rid of Trinities in this game? Maybe they did.
I like Trinities. Well, they must have some other like secret thing that you can
Unlock over time.
Yeah.
Did you remember that the high jump and glide and stuff are connected to the forms leveling up?
Nope.
Like, you have to get
I really don't
your-
remember much from this game.
Yeah, me neither. It's almost blind. Trinity is a limit.
Ben looks so defeated.
Sora! Donald! Goofy! When did you get here?
Hey, Herc.
Howdy there.
You on another adventure?
Yeah, tracking down some friends, wiping out some Heartless.
Junior hero's always busy.
You know it.
Alright, Ben.
There's that Sora,
Ready
Donald,
here.
Goofy.
Still working on it.
The underworld drains away all our strength.
There's a quest you have to go on?
I don't remember. Oh, he just goes and gets it for us.
Oh.
We didn't map that area out, though, so I'll just go get it for you.
Wait, I'm
We
confused.
do
He has
still
a
have-
match today, and that takes priority over defeating Hades?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And it's like, we still have maps for this fight. We just don't have a map for Mount Olympus. Wonder if they originally didn't cut it. Shouldn't you be training junior heroes? Passive aggressive.
I mean, you are junior model.
Shut up. Junior model.
You would also be a junior hero.
How you feeling?
This guy does a pretty
Better
good
rest up
Danny
for
DeVito
tomorrow's
impersonation.
Nobody's gonna pay to see a worn-out hero. Gabish? Remember what I told you. Victory in the games comes down to two simple words. Eat, bathe, sleep. Huh? Hey, if it ain't the junior heroes.
Looking good, Phil.
Never better. How you guys been? Have you earned your true hero wings yet?
I think it's just Kingdom Hearts 2 works much better than Kingdom Hearts 1 in most respects, but a lot of the story is pretty contrived.
So, what's up?
That's where you say you're contrived. There's a mini game in Beast Castle where Cogsworth, tiny little Cogsworth, jumps up on a switch and holds onto it, and he has a grip meter.
Mm-hmm.
And while he's gripping it, you have to go use Mrs. Teacup to put out some dark fires, and then use whatever the candle guy's name is to relight the fires.
Lumiere?
Okay, yeah.
Something like that.
But while it's happening, Cogsworth's grip meter is running out. Meanwhile, Donald and Goofy are just walking around.
Doing
it's like
nothing.
They could hold the switch. They're not like this big. They could just do it. But it's very, very contrived sometimes. We need a mini game, and we've got these weird furniture people.
So we should.
One of them is fire, and one of them is a teacup. I don't know what the clock's gonna do though. Break as many pots as possible. Man, this would be pretty good for Link.
Yeah.
Do the orbs go away eventually? Do I actually have to pick all of them up?
I don't know.
I only need to get 20, so I'm going to have to break all of them, I think. Disney's definitely nailed the sound-alikes. They talk about that in the I Know That Voice documentary, the one guy that does Porky Pig. I forget who the original Porky Pig was. I don't think it was Mel Blanc. Maniac. Now I gotta get 100 of them? Holy shit. I'm not screwing around. Oh, I see him disappearing now. So I gotta take a break to pick them all up every now and again. Kinda got screwed there. Ben! Oh, that was Marty. Excuse me. Ben's right there behind the monitor. Some people's cats, Andrea.
Marty's your cat.
Hey. That's not fair. We never decided whose cat was whose. Except we totally did, several times. What? How'd I get aerial dive out of that?
You won?
Just a fixed reward? Abilities, Sora. Oh shit, I know a lot of things now. Powerful aerial attack on distant targets. Okay, so that's like slide dash, but in the air. Counterattacks while performing guard. I don't need to worry about that. See how experience boost works in this game?
Increases experience gained by a factor of 2 when you are at half health. Right on.
Fuck that.
Oh, is that not good enough?
That means that when you're doing a boss fight, you need to try to win the boss fight when you're at half health. That sounds awful. Very unfun. Thanks, man. So, me breaking those pots was enough time for you to go upstairs off screen and get me a Olympus stone. So.
Yep.
All right. Retaliating slash is a straight upgrade to aerial recovery since you get the items. Does it work in the air? Oh, that's good to know, Ascended. Thanks. Guy in a black hooded cloak. Probably. Nope. He's so bummed.
What's wrong, your hero-ness? Feeling under the weather? You know, I thought staying in perfect shape was part of the hero job description. You know what I'm saying.
Oh, right. Hades, we gotta talk.
I came to share a bit of mildly interesting news. Seems your dear, sweet little nutmeg went and got herself lost in the underworld.
You mean you kidnapped her?
Well, maybe. But why get caught up in the details?
Oh, that's crazy, Aki. So I can just press square in midair when I get knocked back instead of circle ascended, and it'll do damage and give me iframes?
Match today.
That sounds awesome.
Against the bloodthirsty Hydra. I mean, if you don't stick around, who knows what kind of accidents might happen.
Yeah, accidents you cause.
Like I said, details. Who needs them?
You're just a coward.
Ah, well, can't all be heroes.
Can you handle this?
You got it.
I don't know, man.
Junior
Hades
hero
comes off as a
gold.
much
You
more
take care of
interesting
the
character
Hydra.
than Hercules.
We'll handle the rest.
In this game, at least.
I'm counting on you.
James Woods is a fucking crazy person in real life.
Gotta
So I
find
mean,
Meg.
respect the art, not the artist. Yeah, me too, Hukupo. Use a piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy.
Wait, what's wrong with John Woods?
James Woods, he's crazy.
Like,
Political quarantine crazy. I'll tell you about it after stream.
I see. Is this a conspiracy theory?
Who'd they get to be Hades in Once Upon a Time? This door just goes to the underworld now. What are you doing out here, Phil? It's a strange guy all dressed in black. Da-da-da. No, I don't know the name. Oh. Power boost. Oh, let's use it on the one character I can always use. What's that?
Wait, who are you using it on? Sora?
Sora, every time. I can always be sure that I'll use Sora. There's so many fights where you can only use Sora that I feel like you should just dump all of your upgrades into him all the time. It's usually my rule in games like this. If I know for sure that I'm going to have a party member for the whole game, then I'll sometimes invest in them a little bit. Alright, so we were saying that retaliating slash is potentially strictly better than aerial recovery. So we'll give that a try. I can try doing this guard counter. No, I don't have enough for it. No one. Don't like guard. I still need to get dodge. How do you get dodge roll? Is that unlocked through forms in this game by any chance?
You got that really early in the first one, didn't you?
Yeah, you did. I really need it. I keep pressing the square button for mobility, thinking that I have it when I don't. Form ability, yikes. What form gives it? Praise and everything. Hey, completing the collection hype. I love the synthesis in this game. It's so much better than the first one. Was that in Kingdom Hearts 1? Or the non-final mix version? Doesn't sound familiar to me at all. Oh, so you got dodge roll earlier in the original game?
Yeah, I just said that.
I thought you were talking about Kingdom Hearts 1.
Yeah.
Isn't that the original game? When I say the original game, I mean Kingdom Hearts 2. This is final mix.
Oh.
There's a bunch of new shit in it. Dodge roll wasn't in Cage 2. Yeah, thanks for the heads up, Yukupo. I would have made the same mistake. Whoa. Fortunately, I don't need to still be doing drives here since I already have.
Now, those are nobodies, right?
Those are Heartless.
Wow.
Nobodies are. They're either the silver dust guys or they're sexy anime bishy dudes. One or the other, but not both. Is Cure, does it heal proportional to the amount of MP that it consumes, or is it the same Cure no matter what?
It bothers me that you don't go and get every single bit of money.
I want to get the magnet power that drains all of it to me directly, so I don't have to stress about that. I have to level up more to get it. They do more damage and their attacks home on you. That sounds rough. Critical mode is something I might try to do off stream at some point. I don't think I get a lot of extra value from increasing the length of most of these encounters on stream, but I enjoy those really hard modes in a lot of games off stream. Cure does have an AoE. Oh, okay, that's cool. So far, Goofy has called that Mulan was actually a woman.
Good job, Goofy.
And he also called that something was up with Meg. Basically, he's just very perceptive in this game. More so than everybody else. That was a cure. That was Donald Cure. That was not a potion.
Good.
Took your advice. Hasn't been recruiting new characters. Have been immediately removing their potions from them. Old high wisdom. Well, he's a paladin after all. So those little circles don't do anything down here because my drive meter is locked. But the diamond-shaped ones do, and you're right to be mad at me for not getting those. Need a slightly higher jump! Okay, so remaining MP doesn't matter. If you can get away with it, you're better off doing an MP dump first. Shit, where's not the button to press? I can't remap Cure to X, can I? That's what I had it as in Kingdom Hearts 1. So it'll take me a while to remember. Yeah, see, those guys like stop and scratch their heads. They did not do that in Kingdom Hearts 1. It was super duper annoying. And they added all those little custom reaction attacks like that. Thanks, Donald! Oh, can I tell Donald to never use his other powers and only ever use Cure? Because I don't really need him to cast fire every now and then. I need him to save my bacon in that sort of a situation. Somebody come quick! Hoyle!
Oh, Goofy.
The world according to Hoyle? Thank you, Yukipo. I thought the item binding was unique to the X button. Yes, that makes more sense. How do the MP bubbles work in this? They just make the meter charge faster when you're in charge mode? Oh, I'm super turned around. What was the map? I keep saying I'm getting a map. Is it in the journal?
It is.
I can't actually bring the map up. Oh, I might not have the map for this area yet. Okay. Looking out. Yay for opening chests in combat. It's just the mini map. Oh, okay. I'm gonna start working my way back out of here because I don't think I'm gonna get to another save point in 5 minutes. After these guys die. Once I play them on stream, you should play Birth by Sleep, Dream Drop Distance.
What are those?
The other Kingdom Hearts games.
Nope.
So you have to find out about Aqua, right? That's one of those characters. Oh shit, I'm super lost. I came in through here maybe? No, this is where I just fought shit. Not if there's a question mark. That tells me I haven't been there yet. Oh great, a map. Here I'd like to have one, this particular zone. Stairs up is probably insane. Aqua got Norded. I don't know what that means.
Norded?
Yeah, I don't know what that means. That's from one of the ProZD videos too, where he's like watching Kingdom Hearts trailer as a super fan versus just as a casual fan that's played Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. Like, oh cool, Monsters Inc. is in this. Aqua's super important. It still cracks me up they're doing a 2-hour recap of the series so far. It's kind of nice that they call out the big chest, but I wish they'd have more chest variations for different sorts of important items like that. Like there were the blue chests in Kingdom Hearts 1, but they didn't contain any special items at all. They just looked different for apparently no reason. But I think it's probably a result of them changing something during development. Cool. Thank you everybody for hanging out. It has been a treat. I'll let you know what's coming up for the rest of this week. But not next week. We're